a legend. It's quite cool. Cruise Control Show. Cruise Control Show. Wow. Cruise Control Show. Cruise Control Show.
Check yourself, y'all.
Cruise Control Show. Cruise Control Show. Wow. Cruise Control Show. Cruise Control Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Kruse Control. It is Monday, May 13th, 2024. Welcome to Kruse Control, the home entertainment news. I am your host, as always, Brian Kruse. Welcome back, everybody. Good to see you. Sorry, a little late today. New job, stuff going on as always, but thank you for being here on a Monday. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend, kicked some ass, had a good time with some families and friends and everybody around your whole environment, your world, wherever you had out. You hooked up with somebody. You had a good time. You enjoyed yourself. You explored yourself. I don't know. Well, welcome back to Kruse Control. It's Monday. Good to see you. And joining me back, good to see you, GR. Good to see you, Thirsty Daddy. And joining me back as my lovely co-host is Miss Sabrina Vittore. Sabrina, welcome back. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing well. Happy Monday. How was your weekend?
Happy Monday. My weekend was
What's up, Racer?
interesting. Hi,
Hey,
Racer. Hi,
Sabrina.
GR. Hi, Queen.
Hey.
Also, hi, my other two
Sabrina?
people who have not been introduced yet. So I don't want to blow the cover.
Peppy said, good to see you, Queen. Good to see you, though. Yeah, Peppy's saying hi to everybody. Peppy's always very active, you know. I hope you had a good weekend. It's good you had a good weekend. But we're going to have a good time, Sabrina. We're going to have a good time. But the Pep Star is going to have a good time, too. We can't hear you now. The Pep Star is going to have a good time, too. Because, Peppy, how's it going, man?
Case of the Mondays.
You got a case of the Mondays, man. Come on. It's not that bad. It's just Monday. Monday's a good time.
Why is it Monday?
Why is it Monday? Because Monday's coming around every once a week. That's how it works, Peppy. It comes after Sunday. So how you doing? You feeling good, though? You feeling good?
Terrible. Thanks for asking.
Hey, man. I don't know what's your attitude today. I mean, did something happen that pissed you off this weekend or what?
Not feeling good. So don't piss me off.
All right, man. I'll let you go. Peppy's pissed off. Anyways, Peppy will be better. He'll have a few alcoholic beverages will be great. Also helping us out here today. Of course, it's Monday. We have to have the queen of Mondays, Miss Rachel Blakely. Rachel, how you doing?
You, Rachel.
I'm doing good. Happy to be back on a Monday. Feeling good.
Yeah.
That's
How's life been?
it's going good. Had a nice relaxing weekend. I played some Hades 2, so got some new video game going on. So that's all fun.
Nice. Pretty fun. Well, that's
Yeah.
cool. Well, it's good to see you. Welcome back 2 Mondays in a row. It's good to see you like this again. We're getting back in the motion.
Back in
We're
the swing of it.
getting back in the swing, getting some Mondays in. It's really great. And Racer X is here on a Monday. We don't usually see him on a Friday, so it's cool to see
Yeah.
Racer X here too. And Rachel also joining us back on this Monday edition of Kruse Control. We also have a very talented artist and an amazing writer-director. We know her so much, everybody. Welcome back again on a Monday, Miss Lexi Koval. Lexi,
Oh, yeah, Lexi's here.
Woo!
How you doing?
Love
Good.
the hair,
How you doing,
Lexi.
Lexi?
Good. GR, if you're going to talk shit, at least spell things right.
Fired.
Uh-oh.
Shots
Is he talking some
fired.
shit?
Come on,
Shots
thirsty
fired.
daddy, get your spelling down.
The thirsty daddy is here. He's having a good time. I don't think
Lex,
he's
you
ringing a
make me laugh.
screwdriver. Pepsi's doing a little better now, isn't he?
Maybe
He was
should
very
be.
ornery at first, wasn't he? He was very ornery. I don't know what he doesn't like Mondays that much, I guess. Good to see you, Doc. Doc Savage, welcome back as well. But thank you all for being here on a Monday. We're going to have a great time. We had a great Saturday edition. That was fun. We'll hopefully be back at that Monday, Wednesday, Friday this week. I think we're back in the swing of everything back to normal. So thank you all for tuning in on a Saturday. If you missed it, go back, check it out. But thank you for being here today. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun show because it's Monday and there's a lot of crazy stuff happening. We're trying to be a little bit more, intense on the news today. So we got some stuff that's actually pretty serious today. So getting into that too. Get ready for that. But some fun stuff as well. Of course, Kruse Control. We always have fun here too. But anyways, it doesn't matter what day of the week it is though. It's Monday today. We have a lot of stuff going on. Of course, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Any day of the week could be a hump day. We have a lot of breaking news. Wrong button. It has been a day, everybody. That's what I'll just say right now because I barely got the show built today. Woo! But the first thing I'll talk about is Travis Kelce because Travis Kelce's back in the news, not for football, but for working on a Ryan Murphy project. That's right. He has been cast in Grotesque, a new Ryan Murphy project moving forward. And, people are trying to throw a shade at it because of, Tay-Tay. But I just think that he's a big celebrity and opportunities like this happen. And Ryan Murphy has been giving more people like, Kardashian recently on American Horror Story, giving opportunities to actors or to celebrities that are trying to transition into actual acting. And I'm very excited to see. He's got a lot of podcast, reality stuff too. So I think he'll be great on this. They've been shooting right now. It's coming out this fall. And he's with a bunch of people. Niecy Nash is on this, Courtney B. Vance, and Leslie Manville. So, hey, thanks, Doc Savage. Appreciate you saying that. But he's got a lot of projects happening, or a lot of great talent attached to this. And I'm really excited to see if Grotesque will be good as well. And again, Ryan Murphy likes to give people a chance and like them make their stars shine even more. So I'm very excited to see where this goes. But speaking of Grotesque, 28 years later actually has a release date now. And we've been talking about this a little bit. Of course, the sequel to 28 Days, 28 Months. Then we're getting 28 years later, and they're going to do 3 more of these movies. This is just the first one, but officially releasing June 20th, 2025. We'll find out what's happening with this. We just talked about Danny Boyle's directing it. Ray Fiennes attached to this. A lot of people coming on board for the very first one. We'll see if they come around for another one. But it's going to be pretty graphic, just like Friday the 13th, the series, which has lost its showrunner. That's right, it has lost its showrunner. It's one of those things that Peacock picked this up, good old on the cock, and they really were excited about this, and I was too. I mean, I still love this kind of stuff. I think it's great, but Brian Fuller is not on there anymore. Brian Fuller has left. He's not a part of it, and they're going to find a new showrunner. So hopefully they find someone great to actually run this. If you hear some dinging, some people are apparently messaging me a million times right now, are pissing me off, so sorry about that. But it is Friday the 13th moving forward, and I'm excited to see with a new showrunner, a new person on board, what will happen. Brian Fuller, I think, was great. I think he's awesome. And he was supposed to write, direct it, and showrun it, so we'll have to see what happens moving forward. Hopefully it's good. I mean, I also hope that, something else that's really strange to me is Cocaine Werewolf, everybody. Cocaine Werewolf is moving forward. Yeah, Peppy will watch this shit. I mean, I already had a TV show, You Are Right. They already did, but this is going to be based off the whole Jason's, and they're calling it Crystal Lake. And we'll see if that's going to be good. I hope it's going to be good. Crystal Lake is moving forward, though still waiting a new showrunner. So hopefully it is good. And Cocaine Werewolf is moving forward too. And I'm very excited to see what happens with Cocaine Werewolf. Now I'm like, how do you do this, guys? How do you do this? Apparently people are just blowing my... Can you guys hear that bell right now? Can you hear it?
Sure can.
We sure can.
Somebody, I'm going to slap with a freaking screwdriver across the nasal area right now, and I can't because my mouse is
turn
on.
that off in your settings.
Well, I could if my mouse worked, but this mouse, so many stuff happening. But Cocaine Werewolf is coming up. If you want what this is now, is Cocaine Werewolf takes place in northern Pennsylvania, where there's a clash happened, an unexpected visit from a bloodthirsty werewolf literally destroys people shooting a movie. And we'll have to see what happens. So they're shooting a movie, and a deadly werewolf comes on, gets some cocaine, and starts killing everybody. Will it be good? I don't know. Could be good. But it sounds like something that I wish that Roger Corman would have been making. But unfortunately, we lost Roger Corman, who has been around for a long freaking time, everybody. Roger Corman. And it's really sad to hear this. It really is. It's just, for everything he's done, I know Lexi loves him so much too. But everything he's done, everything he's developed, independent filmmaker, he's done he was called the king of the BS. He was called the Pope of Pop Cinema, and he died at 98 years old. And he was just recently developing a new Little Shop of Horrors. I know, right? But he's had a big career. But I just really think that this man has done a lot for cinema. making a lot of great projects. I know Lexi loves them. I can't wait to hear what Lexi says about this too. And it's just really sad. We lost a great right here. We really did. And I hope that, everyone goes back and watches some of his stuff because he was fantastic. I wish he would have done Poppy Playtime too, because Poppy Playtime is moving forward, everybody, based on a video game. And I heard about this. I never played Poppy Playtime before. I'd say that 500 times fast. But it's about
adult.
It's based off a cult?
No, it's because you're an adult.
Oh, I'm an adult. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, or I was in a cult. I don't know, but I was not in a cult. Poppy Playtime is moving forward, and it takes place as the protagonist is drawn back to a sprawling, desolated facility where he quickly discovers that he's become home to a host of toys who are alive and are pretty much destroying and killing people. So with evil intentions, they're saying. It sounds like the show Toys, the movie Toys, but much more graphic, much more intense, and pretty crazy. So I hope it's going to be good. I hope it's going to be good. But talking about puppets, Sesame Street got a deal, everybody. That's right. Sesame Street got a deal. They were negotiating for a new contract. They signed a 5-year contract. Overwhelmingly, they said that will protect all these puppeteers and all the art and the writers and stuff. So they're saying this would be great for them. They're very excited about against AI, against rate increases. They're hoping to help that. It's supposed to be across the board helping everyone at Sesame Street. So they're very happy about it, excited, and I hope it is. They're calling it historic. They're calling it historic. Minimum wages are going up. They're going to have new media programs will produce under Sesame will be actually taken care of up to the minimum too, they're saying, and people will be taken care of finally. Improvements in residuals. That's always good. I hope this will be fantastic. And of course, IATSE is still negotiating too as well. IATSE is negotiating to see if they can get a deal with AMPTP, and that's been going back and forth. Now, we knew that their deals worked on the table, but they're not official. They're actually sitting down, going through all the AI stuff. They say there's a lot of big movement on this with all the actual residuals and with all the other situations when it comes down to wages, but AI is still the number one thing they're trying to figure out and make sure that is taken care of so everyone will be okay at the end of the day. And also, their contract coming up, it still seems like a long ways away is SAG-AFTRA's contract, but SAG-AFTRA is actually sitting down, a couple of big members of SAG-AFTRA, they've sat down this last week and discussed what they can do moving forward for the 2026 contract. Now, they're going to go over everything again. They're going over all the wage stuff, the AI stuff, what they didn't get this last time, what they want to get next time. And it's to me, it's like, it's way too soon if you ask me. But then again, they probably have an idea what they didn't get this last contract, and I hope that it does turn out well. Is Oscar a homeless person? I got what Oscar.
No,
it's a trash can.
He's just a grouch.
He's a grouch. He's a
He lives in a
specific
trash can.
species.
It's a plausible question, but
There are
I
other
agree, he does have a
grouches.
home.
They have like an entire thing about the grouch species. Like they're a whole thing.
So he's a grouch,
Yeah.
guys. He's not a homeless person. I can see people saying that. Don't Bert and Ernie bathe together? Yes, they do. They do. That's fine. Let them bathe.
Just two
Rubber
guys.
Ducky,
Two guys taking
you're
a
the
bath.
one. Taking a bath on a Monday, having a good time. That's all I'm saying. Rubber Ducky, you're the one.
Men bathe together all the time in the shower.
It's very true.
annoying.
It's very true. But also, that's been going down. But be careful if you walk the streets of New York City because you might be attacked. Ask Steve Buscemi because he was just recently attacked. And this has been happening to a few celebrities. But 11 o'clock in the morning, just walking around, someone bludgeoned him across the head. He had to go to the hospital. He's doing okay. The person is still on the loose. They have no idea who this person is. They're looking for him. Police authorities are trying to find him. And I hope that Steve Buscemi will be okay. I think he will. They say he's a black eye. But again, it's just random violence on celebrities, which is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I mean, why can't
all
they
the
attack
celebrities too? Steve Buscemi. He's such a prince. Like, leave him alone.
Like it couldn't be Chris Brown. Had to be Steve Buscemi.
Right.
It couldn't have been Kevin Spacey. Could have been Kevin Spacey because Kevin Spacey is also back in the news. Again, another person is trying to sue Kevin Spacey and saying again that he was just trying to do a civil suit against him for sexual assault. And then Kevin Spacey is like, well, this is not true because this person was supposed to be attached to the last case. So now they're going to trial actually over this whole thing. And we'll see what fleshes out. And of course, his documentary is coming out on Max right now. That there's a lot of guys right there that are coming forward. I think they're like 10 more people saying that he assaulted them as well. And they're going to try to get to the bottom of that in this documentary. He's fighting that too because he says that again is defamation. He was cleared and he was fine. But I mean, there's so many people. Kevin Spacey, maybe he was innocent. I don't know, but allegedly, I do think that he's guilty allegedly. We'll see. But you know what? One more case going against Kevin Spacey, and it will slow down his progress coming back to movies. But a lot of breaking news, everybody. A lot of breaking news. The same thing happened to Rick Moranis. That's true. Poor old Rick Moranis.
Again. Like,
Why Rick Moranis?
Moranis?
Why? It makes
Honestly.
no sense to me.
So many shitbag celebrities out there, and you're gonna hit
Yeah.
Rick Moranis and Steve Buscemi.
Who attacks Rick Moranis?
I don't know. He's
Apparently
a
a
treasure,
douchebag.
national treasure. It makes no sense to me. But you know what? He's okay, but he didn't come back to Ghostbusters too. They actually offered him a lot of money. He didn't come back this last Frozen Empire, which is interesting to me. But you know, national treasure, Rick Moranis, and leave Buscemi alone. Leave him alone. But anyways, a lot of breaking news, everybody. A lot of breaking news. And this is that time where all my guests get 1 minute on the clock to give me what to say is their hot takes. All right, now it's time for those hot takes. Of course, this is that time for that 1 minute on the clock. And all my guests get that 1 minute to break down all their hot takes, all the latest breaking news, everything I just talked about the last segment. That's like 11 today. Not too bad. I think they can make it happen, but if they can't make it happen, the bomb blows up, their time is up, and that's it. At the end of the game, you as the audience can decide who wins. Hot takes. I'm excited to see who wins today. Hot takes was one of my favorite times here on Kruse Control. It's a lot of fun. I'm just saying, it's a lot of fun. And who will make it, who won't, I don't know. Time will tell. And who will win today, who knows? Sabrina, who's going to go first on the hot takes?
I have not been on the show with Lexi in a million years, so I'm going to go with Lexi. Woo! Also,
I love
love the
that.
hair. I said it in the beginning. I don't know if you heard me.
No.
I don't
But
know if
thank you.
that's punishment or if that's happiness. I don't know what that is.
No, I'm excited. What do you mean? I want to hear her hot takes. It's been a long time. Why would it be
It's
punishment?
all good. We got this.
There's no silver
we got some
medal
heavy
for
hitters
hot
in here
takes.
today.
Nothing.
Oh, okay, Peppy. No silver medal for hot takes, but just so you know. So if you think it's going to happen, like, it's not going to happen.
No.
There's no runner-up. Peppy, I'm okay, Peppy. I'm going to make it happen. Okay. All right, Lexi. Are you ready for your hot takes?
Timeout.
I am ready.
All right. Here we go, Lexi. Hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes.
Travis Kelce. I've never seen Grotesque, so I don't know anything about it, and I don't know anything about him. I'm super pumped about 28 Years Later, though. Like, I liked the first film a lot. I like the second one, so I'd like to see what they're going to do with this. I think they took a bit too long on this, but Friday the 13th, I think the cock getting it is a good thing, because Chucky was an excellent series. If they can treat Friday the 13th like they did Chucky, hell yeah. Cocaine Werewolf sounds stupid. Corman dying. I know you think I'm a Corman fan. You needed Jacob for this. Jacob is the Corman fan. I'm kind of like not really super into him. Poppy's Playtime being made into a movie is the same as fucking Five Nights at Freddy's. They're just cashing in. That's just for little kids. Fuck that. Sesame Street, ratifying contracts, excellent. IATSE, I don't know what the fuck. SAG-AFTRA, I don't know what they're doing still. Steve Buscemi, leave him the fuck alone. Why would you do that? Kevin Spacey going back to trial, good. Fuck Spacey. Got that shit.
Lexi got it. Yeah, Lexi. Yeah, give her the stage light. Give her the fireworks. Give her the confetti. Balloon. How's it feel, Lexi?
I don't know, there was other things I wanted to talk more about. I'm like, there were some things in there I'm interested in.
You got it, though.
I did.
You got it. Great hot takes. Great hot takes. I muted my other computer, so we should have no more dinging the rest of the show. But of course, it all happens during breaking news. But great hot takes. Great hot takes, Lexi. That was awesome. And that it's going to be tough, everybody. It's going to be tough. It's only one. We got 2 more to go. We'll find out who wins hot takes. You know what? That's going to be fun. Rachel, do you want to go next or Sabrina?
Sabrina's choice. She's the leader.
I was
No,
gonna-
he asked
I was-
he asked you.
I was
You win,
messing with
girl.
her.
Go ahead.
I'll go. Let's go.
All right. Rachel's going to go next.
We'll
Rachel's
save the
going
reigning champion for last.
Uh-oh.
to. Dun, 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 dun. Feeling that pressure. Feel the vibration. All right. Anyways, are you ready, Rachel?
Let's go. I'm always ready.
All right. You got this. Hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes.
Travis Kelce's having a hell of a year. Good for him. Like, I wish I was having that kind of year. Dating Taylor Swift, getting a show. I think it's a new show. I think none of us have heard of it because it's a new show. 28 years later, cool. If the fans are happy for it, I'm happy for them. Brian Fuller. That's all I have to say about that. Cocaine Werewolf, I'd watch it. Corman passing, such a tragedy when a 98-year-old passes. It's so unexpected. Poppy Playtime, I don't care at all. Still a guy, as GR would say. Sesame Street, everyone knows Cookie Monster is a union man. I'm glad he finally pulled this. IATSE, maybe they can call Cookie Monster in to help them. they can get it done. Again, SAG-AFTRA, get Cookie Monster on the line. He will
10
get
seconds.
you. Steve Buscemi, don't hit Steve Buscemi. He was a volunteer firefighter and a good dude. Kevin Spacey, punch him instead.
Yeah.
Punch him in the face, and Rachel gets it.
I'm a fan of 28 years later, thank you. That's what I'm like.
I mean,
And it's not a zombie movie. Don't call that shit zombies. It's not a fucking
virus.
zombie movie. It's a viral film.
You can have viral zombies.
No.
viral
A zombie is an
zombies.
undead creature.
Yeah,
For
it's
fuck's
true.
sake. It dies. It starves and it dies. The whole point of the film is that the second one is about them taking chunks of land and starving them out. And
Don't
then
we
like
all,
letting
Queen?
them die.
Don't we all?
Peppy, hot takes?
Never, ever, ever do it.
All right, buddy.
What about for snickety snack?
I mean, that's a good question. That's a good question, Peppy.
You
Isn't it the
can't
same thing with
win.
Oh, that's mean. That's really mean,
Isn't it the
Peppy.
same thing with The Last of Us? Like that it's like a fungus as opposed to but
No,
doesn't
it-
create the
it's
same
a-
type of
It's a
situation?
virus that can only be transmitted through blood. It's the only way it can be transmitted. It's like rabies. That's all it's like. So the only way you can get it is through blood. So the only way it can be passed is like literally like physical contact. And so
Isn't that
in
the
the
same
second,
thing with a zombie?
well, yeah, like if you get bit by a zombie, but the thing is that a zombie is undead. It kills you. So it bites you, it kills you, and then you come back to life. You're reanimated. The same as like with
Can you
The Last of Us. That's
cure
a
the issue in
no, because everything has been the rage virus takes effect in 15 seconds, and then it just takes you out, and you're like in this like rabid state, and you run. And so because you're running and like moving so quickly, it's not the same as dealing with a zombie, which decomposes the body first and then reanimates it. So it's an immediate effect, and then you just like go insane. And so it moves so quickly. That's how it took out the city so quickly. What they did in the second film, which I thought was genius, was that they came in and they sectioned off parts of London, and they just like put fences up around it, and then they just let whatever was in there starve to death. And then those things would die, and they would just go in and clear out those bodies, and then let people move back into those sections of the city. And that's how the whole thing was being dealt with, was just putting up like fences around sections of the areas to let the people die, to starve to death, and then just get rid of it. So it's purely a virus. You know what I mean? As long as they're not eating, they're just starving to death, and it's easily dealt with.
Outstanding, baby.
Yeah.
It's an interesting film. I think it's a great
so
idea.
theoretically, 28 years later should be a really boring movie where everything is resolved.
Well, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, they should have had it, you know.
But I mean, years later, they're gonna do what's gonna happen years later, those 28 years later, and then they're gonna do 2 more after that. I know Queen said something about the World War Z. I know there was rumors a while ago they were working on some for Apple TV Plus as a series with Brad Pitt executive producing, but not actually starring in it. So as of that point, so that might still be moving forward. I don't really know. It's been a while since that came up. So, and this sounds great. The viral thing.
28 weeks later, wasn't it? So wasn't it 28 days later and then 28
weeks?
Yeah.
And then
what they
months.
should have done was 28 months later instead of years. So like I feel like the years is too far ahead. I think months is like a better transition where you can do like a couple of years into the future.
28 years is
That's
like
a better way
little
to
bit
handle
over
it.
A long time.
Yeah, it's a long
I think
time.
they did it this way though because it's been such a long time since the
Right.
last movie. Like I think
I
that's
agree.
the
Maybe
reason
there's
why.
a secondary outbreak. That
But what are they
happens,
gonna
like,
do
it's
for the
been
next 2?
resolved.
28 decades, 28 centuries? Like where are we
knows?
gonna go from here?
That's-
That's my question.
That's a good. We're gonna go to space. We're gonna go to space, and then we'll go to
Don't
28
Tom Cruise
galaxies
me.
later,
Don't you dare.
or 28 planets later.
Hey,
No.
hey, Freddie.
20 light years
later.
Freddie
I wanna say, though-
Cruz and what's his fuck?
Of course, comes back.
What's who's
Hellraiser. They went to space.
Oh
They
yeah.
did go to space in Hellraiser. I'm genuinely surprised, not to shift the subject, but like I can't
So
believe
did
that they're
Fast
making
and
Poppy's
Furious.
Playground so fucking fast already. Like they just jumped on that so quickly, and like Poppy's Playground is like going to be such a cash grab of a film. Like there's no way it's going to be a good movie. There's no way it's going to have like any kind of substance to it. It's going to be worse than the Five Nights at Freddy movie because like the Poppy's Playground content is just like pure cash grab. Like it came out, it was barely a pay to buy game. I think it was like free content that you could pay for, like, you know, that shit is like, it starts
Yeah, I
being
never heard of it
free, but then you
before.
got to pay for some of it. And then like it was episodic. So like it was like being released episodically. So it was totally like aimed at like 13 to like younger kids. And then it's meant to cash in on the Five Nights at Freddy's thing. Like it's the horror with
They sell a
toys.
bunch of toys and shit.
There's
on
so
it.
much merch for it. The merch is like
I
flooded the
100%
market.
agree with Lexi.
My friend's kid is into it. Like she's 8. I'm like, this movie is going to make money. Like there's going to be so much money made out of this. But like, talk about a film that's going to have so little substance.
I'm gonna, it's gonna be a
I
bomb.
can't. I
Blue,
can't see anything
bomb.
good coming from it. If it's a good film, I'll be amazed.
Yeah,
I'd be so
we'll
impressed.
see. It sounds interesting. I guess that sounds like Toys, like the show, the Robin Williams show, Toys, the movie, but like
Like an evil
gra-
version of that.
the
I
evil
wouldn't
version
be
of
mad
that.
at that because that's actually
That's-
one of my favorite movies.
If they did something like that, maybe it'd be fun. I don't know, but we'll see.
That's just
Sabrina,
like
it's time
a
for your hot takes.
2-hour long, like what is it? The Pet Shop Boys videos from back in the days, like
Oh,
back in
God.
the 80s.
Mhm. Could be
Everybody's like, I don't
fun.
know what the hell you're
Do it
talking
like they
about.
do on Discovery Channel.
Yeah.
Doon, doon,
Oh,
doon,
God,
doon, doon,
Leprechaun went to
doon, doon,
space.
doon, 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 doon,
Friday the
doon, doon.
13th
Yeah, they
went to
did.
Yeah.
space, and well, I don't even know any of this, and apparently
Yeah,
Dracula
they
went
did.
to space.
Yeah, they did.
All right, Sabrina,
All of
are you ready
these.
for your hot takes?
I'm done with space. Yes.
All right,
Super.
hot takes, Sabrina. Take a breath, get back on face, feeling good, feeling soft, feeling fresh. All right, here we go. Hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes.
Yeah. Okay. So 28 years later, thank you for shedding light on that for me, Lexi. I was not aware of like the specifics of the virus. So like, yeah, sure, let's see it. Travis Kelce sounds on par for Ryan Murphy. He's like super, very like supportive of people who are in that community, and he's dating Taylor Swift. I think that's on par. I'd probably be good. Cocaine Werewolf. Yeah, I really don't know how to feel about that. Cocaine Bear was kind of fun, I guess, but then they do a cocaine crocodile or something. I don't know. Not into
Shark.
it. Poppy Playtime. Hard fucking pass, dude. I hated Five Nights at Freddy. This sounds even worse. Thank you for shedding light on that for me and Lexi. I didn't know that. Sesame Street. I hope you get your deal, bro. On that same turn, IATSE, please get your deal. Don't settle. SAG, you settled. Go fuck yourself. Of course you're thinking about 2026. Steve Buscemi, dude, leave the man alone. Again, what Rachel said, I echo it. Beat the shit out of Kevin Spacey instead. For fuck's sake. So ridiculous. Also, since I have a little bit of extra time, I think that it's also funny that Racer X said that it's people aren't happy with an autograph anymore.
She got it.
They seem good.
Yeah, they want just a piece of your saliva or your
Yeah,
Body
they're
or
like,
your-
I'm gonna beat the shit out of you because your autograph is not good enough.
something. They want something. Anyways, I'm starting the poll out there. Tell us who you think won. Hot takes, great hot takes across board. Round of applause, everybody. Round of applause. Come on. Yeah.
If Mike was here, he would have done like a solid grouping, like a triplet of the IATS, the negotiation thing. Like I was like, I can't do a combo. Like I wanted to do a combo in the honor of Mike, but I didn't do it.
He loves doing that. But come on, Lexi, Roger Corman, not at all. I feel like you still have some appreciation for his work, though. It's still a sad day, right?
I do really like the original Little Shop that he did. I think that
Yeah.
both the musical version and his original version are excellent films, and I think there's a lot to appreciate. Obviously, I appreciate like some of what he did, but I think I've said it before. I think that people give him a lot of praise that is undeserved when I know about a lot of like the fuck this.
Wasn't
He
he like a piece
cut,
of shit?
yeah, he cut a lot of corners and like
He
he
did.
did a lot of shady stuff. And like the stuff that he did to make his movies, it's like, oh, he's the king of, B films. He's the king of like cheap movie making. It's like, well, yeah, it's also because he like, undercut people, and because he like, did some really messed up stuff. And like some of his films have some really anti-Semitic stuff in them and some really racist stuff
shit.
in them and like some really bizarre content. And like, who remakes the same film 3 times? You were in that episode that we did.
Yeah,
And it was
that's a
never
question.
good ever. Like each version
It
that
was
he did, I
never
was like,
good.
No.
it's like, what are you doing, bud? Like I don't
Why are you
know.
still
Three
doing
times and
this?
still fuck it up.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's not like he doesn't. I do appreciate somebody who's willing to take original ideas and run with them. He
Original
ran with original
penis.
ideas. So, and I mean, Little Shop of Horrors is such a cute original idea, and at the original Corman ending, they really should have went with that. I love that ending where he like dies and ends up the head of the flower. Like that's so good. That stuff is so funny. Like it's so morbid but so interesting. It's such a like different take. I've never seen horror done like that before, you know. And they're still
Well,
to
in the
this day.
original musical version, it was supposed to end with them all being eaten, but it didn't test well with audiences.
Right.
Yeah, people don't like that. Don't want everybody to
It's
die.
always a
They just
test
don't.
audience that fucks something up.
No, I know.
True.
Yeah. But speaking of grotesque, what do you think? What do you think, Rachel? You think that Kelce has this opportunity because of just his star, or is it Taylor Swift too? I mean, this is, I guess everyone was asking.
He
It's
is
original show.
famous
It's new.
in his own right.
Yeah.
The man is one of the best football players of all time, apparently. I don't follow football, but that's what people say. His stats are really good. So
They
he's,
are.
really good at what he does. He has his podcast with his brother. Like, it's not like he didn't have his own shit going on before he was dating Taylor Swift. I think they're a great power couple. I think they each have, good attributes in their own rights. So good for him. Like I said before, like I wish I was having his year. Like that's an amazing year to be having.
Legit.
Dude
It's a
went
great
out there
year.
with a bracelet and a dream, and now he's dating Taylor Swift, and she's singing songs about him on her tour.
Mhm.
So like,
What a career.
fucking good on you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what a year.
Legit.
Winning. Hashtag winning. It really is.
He is winning. Like he won the Super Bowl. He won Taylor Swift. Like. Dude, nobody's having a better year than Travis
Lost moon for me.
Kelce.
Yeah, he's been having a great freaking
True.
year. Sabrina, what do you think about this whole like contract stuff moving forward? I mean, IATSE, they say they have a lot of these deals kind of worked up, and then they're coming forward like, well, we're still negotiating. So do you think a strike is happening? I know everyone's still wondering. I think it's not going to happen, but do you think there's a lingering idea that it still could happen?
I mean, I'm sure there is a possibility. I hope that it doesn't come to that, honestly. I really, really hope it doesn't. But there is always a possibility, honestly. It's a very like tense area, and like people want to be paid what they're worth, and they want to have the rights circling, what they're worth involved in their contracts. And that's rightfully so. And the AMPTP has been taking advantage of all of the unions for a really long time. So I think that it's right that people are standing up. It just sucks that it's coming off of such a long strike that if it does happen, like it really, really would hurt more people, in the industry and make it harder for everyone. So I hope that that's not the case, but I do certainly think it's possible. I don't think it's probable, but I think it's possible.
Yeah, I don't think it's probably either. I think that they're going to figure this out. Again, AMPTP doesn't want to strike. Most of Hollywood doesn't because they lost so much money during the strike, the last one this last year. So we'll see. But a lot of good deals have been kind of made behind doors, and I think things are moving forward great. I think it's a matter of time. They have till July 30th to get this deal, so we'll see. All right, I'm going to close the poll, and this has been happening recently. It's really been happening recently. Now, we had a three-way tie, which we did break on Friday, or Saturday, I should say. I want to say Friday. But we do have a tie tonight. I'm not going to break it. We're just let the tie happen, because ties should happen in life. Sometimes two people win, not one. And I think that's a great thing. It's a really great thing. So, our winners tonight, the very first person to win our hot takes is Sabrina. Sabrina won hot takes.
Another good tie.
50. Oh, there we go. Tie. How's it feel? Feel good, Sabrina?
It feels fantastic. Thank you.
Well, you gotta share that limelight with Miss Rachel Blakely. Rachel, congratulations!
Happy to share it with such a wonderful person.
Aw, thank you,
Mondays.
Rachel, here. I wish I could hand you my crown.
To you all.
Here it is. Pretend it's
You
on
all
your
know.
head right now. I'm gonna put it on my head. We're pretending it's on your head.
Great hot takes too, Lexi. Great hot takes too. Everybody had great hot takes tonight. It was
Pick up
awesome.
your battle pawns, and we'll see which
think
one of you comes out alive.
I think you won last week, Lexi, right? So you can't win 2 weeks in a row. It doesn't work that way. I think that's the audience, right? I don't know.
Sabrina would win. I'm a spaghetti noodle. Like Sabrina's kind of scrappy. Like she would take me down if we were in an arena.
We'll have to find out someday. Let us know if you want to see that in the chat.
Find out someday.
I don't like to fight people I like, okay? If I
Subscribe
didn't
on
like you, I'd
Patreon.
be very scrappy.
The Cruise Control Octagon begins.
Cruise Control.
No. I don't want any part of that.
Unhinged.
I don't watch boxing or UFC fighting. I don't like people beating each other up for no reason, okay? I'm not going to be part of that.
After dark.
That's
No.
right.
Behind enemy lines. Cruise Control behind enemy lines. I don't know.
No.
Cruise Control Jello wrestling after dark.
Jello. I like that. We'll put it up in the
Check
chat.
out the
That was so good.
Patreon.
I'd be more of like a Katniss in the Hunger
Are
Games
you
situation.
cruising for a
That's how I would
bruising?
roll.
It's
No,
true.
No, you're
I'm
not.
into
I'm not.
the females, brother.
Damn, Peppy. Okay. All right. Peppy wants to see that, I guess, you know.
Cruise
But
Control
great hot takes.
OnlyFans.
Foxy boxing.
Foxy boxing. I like
I need
that.
to see more.
Okay, Peppy. All right. Great hot takes across the board. But we got a lot to talk about tonight because it doesn't just stop there. That was a great game. It was a fun time. Great hot takes across the board. But, you know, something's been happening around the internet. People are talking about YouTube. Of course, we're on YouTube right now. But YouTube, the ratings in this, the numbers are spiking and spiking and spiking. So will YouTube eventually take over cable television? Can we talk about YouTube? I just want to talk about how YouTube has been changing and developing and growing and growing and growing. Of course, there's so many influencers out there we talk about here and there that have been just making a spectacle out of YouTube. Now, they tried to do YouTube Red back in the day with their own original content. That didn't do that well. They canceled. Of course, there was a topic of Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai went to Netflix. It just did great. But influencers, like us, kind of, we're doing our thing here, are adding a lot of original content to YouTube that is actually bigger than cable TV. And I think this is the trend. It keeps growing. Now, if you look back at what's been happening the past year, 150 million people were watching TV. YouTube on their TV, 150 million people. That's a lot of people. And numbers keep going up. There's a lot of content out there. These content creators are just making stuff that's on par with production value of television. And when that happens, people go nuts, of traditional television, I should say. There was actually one that had 4.5 million viewers, a spectacle about a magic trick that went down. And that, in fact, led to more people being like, this could be a good thing. And I think this is just going to be what it's going to be. YouTube is free, but it's also, it leads to money for people. There's ads and ad-based. People make great money off YouTube. And I think that this could be the future of TV. I mean, already streaming is the world we're going into. So why not YouTube be our big spectacle? Why not YouTube be the future of TV? Will cable boxes be stuck in your house? I don't think so. Rachel, what do you think? Is this going to happen more and more? Do you see YouTube taking over everybody through influencers when it didn't work before through their own production companies?
So YouTube does actually still have a subscription service. They have a subscription where you can, they call it premium now instead of YouTube Red, which I think is a good remarketing because you had like porn sites that sounded a little similar to YouTube Red.
Ooh, good call.
So I think the rebranding was a good idea. I think they just went in too fast and too strong with the pay for content. But now you pay for, watching it without ads, which is fantastic. And because they've gotten crazy with the ads. We've been paying for YouTube Premium for a few years now. I can't go back to watching ads on YouTube. It's not going to happen. But I don't pay for Netflix. So that says something about it, and I think there's a lot of people out there who are in the same boat. This is not an advertisement for YouTube Premium, but other things it includes are watching. You can download videos to watch offline, and you can have access to their music service. So you do get a little bit more with it for what you're paying than just the content.
That's
as far
true.
as the quality of the content, most of the viewing in our house has shifted to YouTube. We will watch stuff on other streaming services every now and again, but primarily YouTube's running in our house. So it's definitely the future of content. And there's such a wide variety of content.
my Netflix.
All right, Peppy.
I already did, Peppy. But you have such a variety of content. You can watch anything on YouTube from 3-hour documentaries about, anything. 3-hour documentary on anything to just some guy making food in his kitchen out of disgusting things. Like everyone can upload something to YouTube. So the variety of content you get on here is insane. there is something for everybody. So I've been watching YouTube since it came out. Basically, I've been on YouTube a lot. And it just every year I'm finding myself more and more on YouTube rather than traditional media.
Which, I mean, it is pretty phenomenal. It actually is, Rachel, like what they've done with it. And you're right. With the programming, how it has changed. Before it was like YouTube, Reddit, again, you're right, that's kind of like a porn thing. With that, it was trying to put big money into it. And now it's like more perks for the actual consumer. So the consumer gets to have like, you're like, no ads. All of a sudden they can download content, which is amazing. When I've had premium too, which I used to have it. I don't have it now. It was awesome to be on the go, listen to your stuff and have to have that. Have to worry about being Wi-Fi service.
Getting a bit greedy with how much it fucking costs though.
Oh, I noticed that. Those prices have been going
For a
up.
family plan, it's like $25 a month. It is the most expensive subscription that we have.
Fuck that.
They're going to pay,
But
you know,
we use it
they got to pay
more
those.
than anything. So like we're just like, all right, YouTube, Google, you just fucking take my $20, I guess.
Take my money, you
But
know?
it's all we watch.
Yeah.
Like I watch YouTube like at work. Like I don't watch it necessarily, but I drive my delivery truck, right? Like she said, there's 2.5 hour, 3 hour content on there. So I put a YouTube video on while I'm driving at work. That's something for me to like listen to while I'm driving around. Like I don't always have to watch it. It's just on in the background while I'm driving. That's great. That's wonderful. And then I come home and I'm watching YouTube all night. I have stopped watching traditional content a long time ago. I found I very rarely, if ever, daily watched like any kind of traditional television show or whatever, because so much of television became binge watching. Like once they started the binge platform of content, I would be given a show. I would watch that show in like a course of a couple of days. So what am I left with on my day-to-day existence? YouTube. Because YouTube really fills that hole that your day-to-day television viewing did. Like those small form contents, those 15-minute things you want to throw on while you're cooking in the kitchen, and then you go back in your room, and then you throw like an hour long video on to watch while you're eating. And then when you're done with that video, then you can go in the bathroom and throw a 10-minute video on while you're doing something in there. And then you could throw something else on. Like the formatting is so perfect for exactly what you're looking for. I can find 5-minute videos. I can find 4-hour videos. I can find like, it's amazing how much there is. And like she said, like
So much content.
It starts to curate around you. And so the more you start to watch your kind of content, it starts to just algorithm around you. And then the next thing you know, your whole YouTube is so formatted to you that it's your own ecosystem, and you don't have to worry about necessarily thinking about what you're looking for, because it's so well situated to your thought process that it's really good. And like it knows what I want. And
This feels like such a meta conversation to be having.
I know it is,
YouTube, by the
but
way.
I mean, like,
as we're on YouTube, you're right. That's right here.
but I mean, the kind of content that I watch has shifted. Like, I would never have been someone who watched reality television, right? But I got super into lolcows, which is a whole thing in and of itself. Which I know that sounds weird, but lolcows are individual people who record themselves and people watch them on the internet, right? And so I've become fascinated by watching individuals. You know,
Well,
and
you
so
don't
I
even
spend
just
my
watch
life.
individuals. What you watch primarily is other people watching the individuals and then dissecting what's happening.
Right,
So it's a
and
really interesting microcosm of information.
and
I
I've
prefer
become,
to dissect things myself personally.
but I just like I find like when you guys come on here and you're like, you know, movie, it's a remake, and I'm like,
Yeah.
pass. I would rather watch, 16 hours of Chris Chan content. That's way more interesting to me. I would rather watch 8 hours of these weird cooking videos that I watch. I would rather watch my car content that I watch. I would rather watch this highly curated content that I have formatted to myself. I would rather watch the serial killer content that I find for myself on here. It's so good. I would
Well,
rather
there's
watch.
informational
about-
content too. Like
Right.
anytime we're like, oh,
You can learn
I don't know
anything
how
on
to do
YouTube.
this.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
like
know
we
how
get.
to do this
Yeah.
thing. Let me look up a YouTube video.
That's amazing. I love that. I love that aspect of it. I look up stuff all the time. I've taught myself so much over YouTube.
Yeah.
It's informational,
There's
We learned
educational,
how to
shows.
fix cars on
TV
YouTube.
shows.
We think
Lots
about
of
a
do.
show from our past too. I'm like, oh, remember that show that I used to watch when I was a kid? That
on
really
YouTube.
weird, obscure show. If it's
Mhm.
not like on a streaming service somewhere, I can find it probably on YouTube. Hey, remember that really weird, obscure film? Oh, remember that weird Czechoslovakian animated film that you saw one time? You'll probably find it on YouTube. Like,
Okay.
and I'm not kidding. Like, you'll find the most obscure, weird.
Yeah, but you know what else you
content
find on
ever.
YouTube? A bunch of bullshit that's not fucking real or true, or like
That's
fucking
true.
you look for a trailer and it's fucking fake, or you're
There's a lot
trying
of
to
fake
research
trailers.
something and it's not fucking real. And also, like, you know, shows are curated for a specific thing. You know what I mean? Like, so this show is curated for a specific genre, which is entertainment news, and it focuses a lot on comic books and you know, animated shit and you know, like whatever, like fucking not my first path of interest, to be perfectly honest, but I watched the shit so I could do the
Brian's a
show,
big
and
dork.
I fucking like doing it. I like doing the fucking show. You know what I mean? Like I like there's a million things that you could watch, of course, but like I'm like I'm a little bit hurt by what you just said, not in a weird way, but like honestly, like you say that you'd rather watch 1,000 other things other than this, and I wonder why you're hosting. Like I'm just
No.
confused.
I don't mean your show.
No, she's talking about like all the remakes that Hollywood's shitting out instead of original content.
Oh, because like I don't watch it anymore. Like that's the thing. Like I have 2 film degrees and I dedicated my life to this industry, right? Like I put so much effort into this industry and I find myself in a point in my life where I'm at this like dichotomy where I'm like, I don't want to be part of this. I didn't ask to be part of something this vapid and this
Unfortunately, that's what the entertainment industry
but
is.
that's not
Betsy.
I'm not
It's just a machine.
but YouTube isn't. It's this
Yeah.
open sourced free kind of like market where I can kind of
But
do
it's
what I
also
want.
a lot of bullshit.
But
It is. There is a
For
lot
sure.
of bullshit because it's the internet. There's bullshit.
But that's the
all
internet,
over the
yeah.
internet.
But there's a lot of relevant information too. And again, there are a lot of
It's also about
people.
media literacy. You need to take some responsibility
I-
in media literacy.
I was
I can't
researching a
say-
person that I had to double, and I had to dye my hair, and I dyed my hair,
Yeah.
and I went to set, and my hair was 5 shades darker than her fucking hair. So I had to wash it out
That happens.
like incessantly because YouTube had 52 fake trailers for this show, and they were reshoots. So I assumed one trailer would be real. They were all
Nope.
the
Yeah.
same trailers. They were
That
all
sucks.
fake, and they
Yeah.
were all not her. So like I have a hard time. Like there's the Batman, the what's it called? The one with
The
Christian
fake
Bale.
Batman
and
trailers. Yeah. I
Oh yeah,
know.
the
like,
Dark
I mean,
Knight Returns
there's
one we
all these
watched the other
things
week.
that people think are real because they're
There's,
on
like, so
YouTube
many
and they're
views.
not. But like
But
you'll
that's-
pull down someone's
You
real
gotta-
because
you
it has
gotta
a
check-
clip on something that's not licensed. Like fuck you, do your job. How dare you let me watch something that's completely fake and assume that it's real, and then you
You gotta
take
check
something down
who's
that is
uploading
real.
it.
But so
I
I
mean,
can
it's
say
like-
that but I
If-
can say
if
this
the
to you
WB
though.
official YouTube uploads something, that's a legit trailer.
Yeah.
But if Craig 6582 uploads something, like obviously that's not going to be real.
And
But
there
I-
are some you have to look
I mean,
for.
I'm
There's a lot
sorry,
that,
I'm
that
not-
have these
I'm not
traction,
gonna
that have
sit here
these.
and decode every fucking thing that they put on YouTube. Like if I Google something and it's on you, like I look for something on YouTube, I would assume that
No.
it would be freaking vetted.
It never, it
But-
not, not always is though.
At
There
the
is vetted stuff,
at the
but not
magazine
always.
stand, you're going to see, Weekly World News and other bullshit
Right.
made up storylines, and then you're going to have Times magazine. So it's the same. You just got to see, you got to check where you're getting your information from.
Yeah, the sources.
You under-
Okay, so
You
on
understand though-
YouTube, I have to make sure that it's a person that is.
Well, you have to
doing
look at
the right
everything.
thing
On
by
any-
YouTube.
on
Like
any-
how-
On
in
any
print,
source,
in
yeah.
Yeah.
right, but if there's
in
something
mean-
that has
anything.
millions of views or like whatever, like you go to
Well,
the
yeah.
person, they have like
They got a
fucking-
lot of
I mean,
people.
Yeah. They scammed a lot of
That
people.
happens. They got a lot of people. There's
Yeah.
a lot of these certain trailer
I'm just
houses too,
saying.
Spirit, you're talking about
By the way,
that just do this
a lot of people
specifically.
in the chat want to know if anyone has seen Unfrosted. Has anyone seen?
I still haven't
Unfrosted?
watched
have
it.
Not yet.
So I need to watch it. Maybe I'll watch it tonight. I hear it's all right. I know.
But understand though that like the Hollywood model that exists that they won't change, that they won't shift away from, Gen Z did not adopt. And so YouTube was what they adopted. And a whole generation of kids was raised by YouTube. And the next generation of kids that's coming up, they're all YouTubers too. And so
I have no problem with YouTube, Lexi. Not at all.
No,
I think
I know,
YouTube
but
is great. When you're looking for things that are like how to fucking change my oil in my car, or how to
Those are
refinish
awesome.
a fucking chair, or like, how do I, cut
But
whatever
look at, like,
fake
somebody
grass
like-
and make it look good. You know what I mean? Like those things are great. The informational shit is great. But like when you want to go into an entertainment aspect, and I'm not saying like shows like ours or other things but when you are looking up a specific thing and they're running you bullshit, that's fucking annoying.
well, that's just like, I
That's
mean,
just
that's
life.
yeah,
That's the internet. That's life.
I mean,
I think this is a great platform, though, overall. I think it's a great platform because there is opportunity for people like us to be out here to make a product and put it out there for people to check out, and we can just be creative. And that's the whole thing about this topic, too. It's like that people are doing this enough where it is competing with like Netflix. Netflix right now, they're saying that Amazon YouTube is doing better than Netflix. And within the next couple of years, it'll do even better.
I know that it's transitions into another story we're covering tonight, too. But think about it in this way, too. Logan Paul is an absolute powerhouse when it comes to an entertainment figure. He's not to any of us. Like a millennial up, we'd have no fucking idea who this guy is. I know who he is because I've been studying this stuff.
Do know who he is because
I mean, within reason.
He started off on
On the
proto TikTok, the
Vine. He was a
Vine,
Viner.
yeah.
But regardless of that, he's now like $1 billion property. Like genuinely, he's $1 billion property. And his brother, Jake Paul, is now about to do the fight on Netflix with
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. And that guy built his entire career on being a villain. He's an absolute piece of shit. Like he's garbage as a human being. And he's now able to transition himself into this fight, like good or bad or whatever. It's an interesting dichotomy of watching YouTube stick together with Netflix, and it's showing. I think that it's going to make more money for Netflix because of the YouTube viewers that are going to come from it, and it's only going to be temporary.
YouTube, I think YouTube is the best platform for indie filmmakers to start their careers on these days, because you can put a fully scripted film onto YouTube. That's what Lexi's working on. So,
and that's easily
Sabrina?
a process to get there too. This is a platform you can make that happen, and I think that's amazing. And that's what I said too. I think this is a thing. I think that YouTube will only grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and there'll be better and better content. It's already amazing how what people can do on here, and it's an opportunity for people to have independent production companies, release TV shows, make stuff like that. And I think that's the route we're going.
Once those have success, larger companies do tend to pick them up.
Look at Mr. Beast.
Examples.
I don't even know
Mr. Beast.
That guy's insane.
I
hate him so much. But he's a $1 billion property in and of himself.
But there's
But
been
these personalities.
shows that have been
I know
picked
we're having
up
a very-
from YouTube.
I know we're having a very separate conversation, but the chat obviously doesn't give a fuck about what we're talking about because they're talking about Planet of the Apes. So I don't know if anyone saw that. I did not. But
We're talking about that on Wednesday. We'll talk about that on Wednesday.
Queen, okay, we're gonna talk about that on Wednesday, guys. I'm sorry, we don't mean to be ignoring you.
Yeah,
But I can tell you're very not interested in the conversation that we're having. So maybe we just move on. How about that?
I know it's doing very well. Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, but they didn't like it. Neither of them liked it.
And they're doing they might do 5 more, by the way. So that's the plan. We'll talk about that on Wednesday. But this YouTube thing is crazy. And Lexi was saying,
watching the show right now found us somehow. They found us on YouTube. YouTube said, "Hey, you might like this," and now they're
check
here
this
with us
out
every week.
Yeah, it's true. And we love it.
I don't have a problem with YouTube. I just don't like the way that they regulate things because I had to take my reel off of YouTube. I had to take my reel off of it because I showed a scene from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia that I acted in. Like, why would I not show the scene that I acted in? It
is complicated.
It's complicated,
but it's not complicated when you show a whole fucking movie on there. Like, it's just, I don't know how they do what they do or what the fucking situation is, but it's annoying.
The whole thing.
There's weird stuff, but we love you, YouTube. We love you.
Real shit up there. Brian,
keep us out.
They're not gonna fire you because I'm not in love with the fucking platform.
It's true. This is the whole thing, though, Sabrina. This is like how it's evolving and changing, and I think YouTube will be a television network. It already is, but it'll be even a bigger television network that will compete with everybody, like Netflix. That they're saying it's just going to go 150 million people.
for the record, I do not want to see YouTube become a network.
Yeah, well, I think it'll be its own network.
We need people to be able to upload freely and do whatever they do. Like, there's this one guy who we watch who makes 3 to 5 minute long videos of just making different types of sausages. Like his
Nuts.
like, oh, let me try to make a sausage out of whatever this. It's awful. These are awful sausages. But it's just a random
It's
thing.
so good.
I love that there's a platform that this guy can just make sausages on.
He made a sausage of just pure citric acid.
Ugh.
Like, that's what we're saying. Like, just disgusting. Like, so good.
But like
Well,
we need a platform in the modern day where people can just do dumb shit, but also upload art. It's
Yeah.
insane. I love
Which
it.
I
is
don't
what this
disagree
is.
with YouTube needing to cut down their ads, but I think
No, they do.
we're currently in a position where we're about to hit an apocalypse. Where, I mean, look at what Amazon's trying to pull right now, and I know
Rachel's
that there
getting
are
naked.
lawsuits.
No, like I took my sweater off. And I was naked.
Am I not mistaken in that there are lawsuits against Amazon right now for the amount of ads that they're trying to charge? On
Oh yeah, there's a
their
lawsuit going on. There's a class action lawsuit
There's-
against them for
with
the ad
that-
stuff too.
and
Because
everybody
Amazon is-
wants to do
Yeah.
pay
It's an
versions
advertising
of
issue.
like with ads or without ads, and it's like, how about just a version that doesn't like have like stop with the ad shit? If you're making me pay for a service, then you don't have ads in the fucking service.
Yeah.
I'm not paying
Right.
for a service that has ads in it.
Well, that's what they were saying. They were not supposed to have ads, and
a
that's why
whole
they've been
separate
fighting.
Issue.
Yeah,
So
that's
the
what
one
they've
thing
been
about
fighting.
the YouTube stuff, it's like, as much as YouTube slams you with ads, at least they're not
It's a
charging
free
you.
platform.
Yeah.
There is that.
Oh, speaking of slamming, we gotta move on. I gotta slam that gavel down because I want to talk about this Jake Paul thing and Mike Tyson. Should they be fighting? Should not be fighting? Let's take this to the Kruse court and find out what we think should happen. Let's go to court, everybody. Now, if you're wondering about this, if you haven't heard about this, of course, you must be under a rock because Mike Tyson's coming back out of retirement one more time at age 57 to battle Jake Paul, who's, honestly, people are already going online concerned about how he shouldn't be coming out of retirement again to fight a YouTuber, they say, WWE superstar, again, influencer, and he might embarrass himself, which could happen. It really could happen. Again, Paul has been doing great when he's actually fighting. He only had like one loss, and that was it was against Tommy Fury, right? Brother of current heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, and that was a split decision. So could Tyson lose this match and make himself look like shit? I mean, he could. He's 57 years old. I just don't know what he has in his tank, but I want to go around the court here right now. This is something we've been doing here. We're trying something new here. We tried it on Saturday. We're trying it again. I'm giving everyone an opportunity to go on the stand and tell me if they think that this is worth Mike Tyson coming out of retirement one more time. All right, I'm going to put Rachel on the stand first. Rachel, is this worth it? Will he embarrass himself, or will this be a great, entertaining match? You're on the stand. Tell me the truth.
I honestly hope he beats the shit out of Jake Paul. Jake Paul is a piece of shit. I mean, it's not to say Mike Tyson hasn't been a piece of shit too. So I hope he doesn't get hurt too badly, and I hope he hurts Jake Paul very badly.
Which, that could be awesome. People might like that. I hope he doesn't get hurt. He's 57 years old. Be careful, Tyson. I mean, you might do it now. He's great, but I'm just like,
I'm so tired of Jake Paul doing all these
off his ear.
these
Over there.
just fucking these matches that are just nothing but buzz. It's not substantial. If you want to have a
Right.
substantial career in fighting, do substantial matches. Don't do these God, I'm terrible with words today. I'm not feeling great.
Exhibition matches.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a spectacle. It's just a
He's-
spectacle. That's what it is.
just bullshit. Look at me matches. Shut up. Go away.
Yeah.
Either fight for real or fuck off.
So Rachel's saying it's going to happen. It's going to be good. It won't be an embarrassment. He might kick his ass, right, Rachel?
I hope so. I genuinely hope
So you want to see this? You think this is a good thing?
I have been waiting for somebody to beat the shit out of one of the Paul brothers.
It might be that time. Tyson might be that man. Lexi, I'm putting you on the stand. Do you think this will be good for his career or not? You gotta give me your oath. Give me your oath. Tell me, is this good for Tyson?
I mean, Tyson's a badass. I've watched that guy knock the shit out of people. So I want to believe this is a good thing, but like I don't know, man. Jake Paul's in his prime, right? I mean, I've
Might be
seen
an embarrassment.
I don't think it's going to be an embarrassment. I don't think it's going to be an embarrassment at all. Tyson's the fucking man, right? Like, he's going to at least hold his own, bare minimum. Like, no question about that. But I don't think, like, it's not going to be as impressive as people think. Like, I don't think Tyson's going to, like, you know, break his jaw and take him down in, like, one, you know, knockout kind of.
Bite his ear off.
Or whatever. No, I would love to see that, though.
Different
Tyson's not like that anymore. Like, I mean,
man.
Tyson's
He's
really
just an old
reformed
man
himself.
with his pigeons these days.
He's worked really hard to reform himself. He's worked really hard to like better himself as a person. He feels a lot of shame about who he was as an individual before, and so it's, you know, it's an interesting spectacle. But I think he's doing it because he thinks Jake Paul's an asshole and he wants to hit him. And he's like, this kid's being a fucking prick. Because he really is.
So you want to see this? You think this is a good thing?
Oh, absolutely. I'll watch this. I'll watch this kind of spectacle. I'll watch the Paul brothers get their asses beat anytime I can. Absolutely.
That's two. Two think it's good.
Well,
Two is good.
like his little exhibition match, like she said, like what was it, a basketball player he fought
They're like
before,
stunt
and like
matches.
yeah,
They're
like
just
he's. I know he's fought like I think it was a former fighter who was retired. It's like
He's
Well-
going after all these retired old guys and like people
He's like
who
the Rocky
aren't
complex.
fighters. Like, just fuck off, man. Do it or get out.
So versus another. I
right.
know. I mean, it might be a good battle or it might be a problem. Sabrina, I'm gonna put you on the stand now too. You tell me, is this an embarrassment for Mike Tyson or is this a good thing that's gonna be happening?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna hard pass on this, as I do with most boxing and UFC fights. It's not for me at all. I don't really give a fuck. Definitely not my thing. That being said, it's like The Rock or Ric Flair coming back to fucking wrestling. Like, what are we fucking doing? Like, just stop. They can all fuck themselves, as far as I'm concerned. I'm gonna go with GR and give a Dilligaff hardcore for this topic.
So you don't think this should happen?
No, absolutely not. I think it's fucking stupid. There's making people pay $75 for a fucking fight on some pay-per-view fucking network for fucking bullshit.
$75? That's insane.
That's a lot
I
of
mean, I don't
money.
know what it
That's
is.
a
It's
lot.
probably more than
I will
that.
not
I don't
be
even
paying to
know.
watch it, but I will gladly read the headline that he got his shit knocked.
Yeah, I will.
I don't care. Don't
It's
care.
going down.
I'll pirate
July
a
20th.
tweet somewhere.
Dilligaff all day.
I'm gonna go on the stand fast too because you know what? It's my turn to go on the stand here. I don't think it should be happening. I mean, I get it. Like, it could be a good battle. It could be freaking great. Maybe he'll kick his ass. But I'm just like, Tyson, man. Go do another movie. Hang out. Retire. Hang out with your pandas, your bears, your beavers, all your woodland creatures you have in your backyard. And just chill out, man. You've had a great career. Like, nobody wants to see you out of your prime. Maybe getting your ass beat. Your last time was great. You got through it. Whatever. And when 8 rounds, people were not that excited about it. Just let it be. Let it be, man. Jake Paul might be a little weasel to you. And you might want to kick his ass and fucking bite an ear off for 2 or... I don't know what you want to do, but just stay home. Stay home, I think, and I think that at the end of the day, you might be happier. But then again, maybe it's a payday is good for you, so that might be what gets you back in there, but I don't think I want to see it. But I think we're split. Tell us in the chat. Be a huge payday.
I don't think George Foreman. It's Doc Savage asks if George Foreman did something similar. I don't think he did. He didn't eat anyone's ear or do anything super weird, right? Does anybody know of anything weird that
I
George
think
Foreman
maybe
did?
they're saying that he came out of retirement.
He came out of
for a
retirement to
stunt
do
fight.
some weird stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Apparently, I'm reading everything wrong these days.
I don't remember
yeah,
what.
no, I'm sure he did, but it's the same thing like wrestling. Like it's to pump up publicity for like whatever. Like it's just not necessary in my opinion.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
Publicity for his girl.
answer.
He did.
I just wanted to answer that question. I'm sorry.
And he's been like he's been wrestling, he's been fighting, he's been, you know what I mean? We're a split court right now. We're a split court, so I'm putting it out to the chat right now to see if this should happen. And
I
we'll
don't
see what
think
the chat.
it's necessary. I just think
Okay.
it's gonna be funny if he gets his shit rocked.
Yeah, it would be fucking great. I would love that actually. If this guy's ass kicked big time, so he thinks like, oh God, I'm gonna keep this guy, no problem. 57 years old, I'm 27, I got this, That's 30 years difference. 30 years difference.
What was real, GR? I know he ate his ear. I'm just saying, like, what else was real? Like, what are you talking about? that's
Protein.
real? What was not real? What would I say that was not real? Please tell me.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
He
find
ate
out in a
his
minute.
ear with a side of fava beans and a
Yeah.
nice Chianti.
And a nice glass of Chianti. Absolutely, you did. Lexi.
You hear,
Thank
you hear good old Trumpers out there talking about how he fucking Hannibal Lecter, a good man.
Oh yeah, I heard that Hannibal Lecter. Yeah. I think it's somebody. I think
That's not
he
a
was
thing.
talking about Anthony Hopkins, but I mean that's how it goes sometimes. But yeah, where do you put that out there? But the chat doesn't think this should happen either. The chat does not think this should happen. So I guess the court of Kruse is going to close on this and say this fight probably shouldn't happen, but you know we might enjoy it. So it shouldn't happen, but it is. And you know what? Beyond that, we don't care. But we got a lot to talk about, everybody. You know what? So now it's time, everybody, for us to get into it. Come on. All right, are you ready for not the Poohniverse to happen? Because Mickey Mouse is going to be fighting and going against Winnie the Pooh. That's right, this is happening. It's moving forward. It's shooting in Michigan, my home state, which I kind of love. But this is not attached to the Poohniverse. No, it's not. This is not attached to the Mickey Mouse's Steamboat Willie movie coming out. No, it's a whole different production moving forward with this, parring these two mammoths of kids' entertainment against each other in a global epic battle of public domain. That is true. And if what this is about, well, it takes place, well, it's about two convicts who get out and then they're possessed by the creatures of Mickey Mouse and Winnie the Pooh, the children creatures, and they go to a cabin and they start trying to kill everybody. And then these kids have to kill them. They're getting Airbnb. So it's pretty much the same shit all these movies are. But it's its own spin-off, and of course it's going to happen. Of course it was. Why would it not happen? Honestly, it's like the Freddy vs. Jason of this shit, of the public domain stuff. And I'm going to say right now, I haven't watched any of these things, but I'd watch this. I'm going to watch it. I would watch this one. I would, just because it's just ridiculous. It's like Winnie the Pooh versus freaking Mickey Mouse. Come on, guys. Come on. We'll throw the Grinch in there, have a mean one trio. I'm all about this.
Thank you.
Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Come
Why
on.
are you
Why
on
not?
about something that's so fucking stupid? Honestly,
It's so fucking
The Poohniverse.
it's so fucking
not
You have
stupid.
been outruled.
It's
Brian.
actually
Nobody
offensive
else
how
shows
stupid
this.
it is.
Yeah, the estrogen says no.
Yeah.
You're
Sabrina,
welcome.
why do you not want to see this, Sabrina? Is there nothing good about this Poohniverse-ish spin-off movie coming?
Oh, I'm sorry. Was my first comment not enough? It's so fucking stupid. Hard no. Dilligaff, to quote GR, go fuck yourself. Move on. I'm done.
But look at this. Look at this great Pooh action right here. He's the girls
I
in the hot
don't
tub
give
and
a
Pooh
fuck. You can
attacks.
show me anything
Yeah.
you want. Move to someone else. I'm done. That's my fucking goddamn take. That's my hot
Colossus
take.
battle.
I gave it to you. Move on.
Colossus battle of two giants.
Thank you, Doc
among
Savage.
men.
Why do we keep making these? Nobody knows. Does anyone like the Poohniverse? No, Queen.
No.
No one does.
They make them for shock
For
value.
fuck's sake.
It's
and
true.
because
It's
they can.
ridiculous.
Because there's
I'm
money.
sorry.
No,
There,
there's nothing good about any of this. I would rather watch an actual piece of shit and a mouse sitting next to each other. Like no interest in Pooh.
I think
and
I've seen that in
Mickey.
real life several times.
Yeah, let me go
Rachel.
to New York, look at a piece of shit on the ground and a rat next to it. That'll be more entertaining than this.
Nailed it. I'm gonna video
Will this
that
win
in
a
my
Razzie,
backyard
Rachel?
next week.
Thank you.
Will this one a Razzie?
No! Again, I have a very
it
strong
doesn't deserve
opinion.
one, and you know
Like
that.
we said, Razzies should only be things put out by. Look, my sweater's coming off. I'm so angry. By actual studios.
Woo!
Actual studios.
She's so angry her top came off.
God damn it. You're actually enforcing the Poohniverse, god damn it, Rachel.
No!
Don't show your tits for the Poohniverse. Nobody wants it.
Well, people want my tits. They don't want the Poohniverse.
No, they do. They don't want the Poohniverse. You can't support the Poohniverse with your tits.
Tits away for Poohniverse.
No. Yeah, tits. Yeah, exactly.
My
Yeah, put on a
favorite day of
fucking
the week.
put on like one of these. Like, do something like this. Like keep
Damn,
them
Peppy.
away. Don't let anyone be excited about this video, please.
Yeah, it's garbage. I wish
Oh,
that out of all the things that have become open,
That's still
Whatever.
happening.
they would do more shit with Great Gatsby. Great Gatsby is open now. Do some Gatsby shit.
Oh, Gatsby.
You could do
horror
all sorts
movie?
of weird shit with
would
Gatsby.
pay for this.
Oh my god.
Gatsby
no,
is a
why
horror
are you giving him
movie.
ideas to
Yeah.
do more fucked up shit?
It's
No,
a
Gatsby,
don't
go
make
for
it
it.
lazy. Do something good with it.
The Green Light.
It's a horror movie.
Bambi
It
is
is
still
a
moving
horror
forward too.
movie. No,
Bambi's
fuck
still moving
Bambi.
forward.
Fuck all of these. I think this is the stupidest and laziest genre of things to
Thank
ever
you.
come out.
Done.
I would rather see the boon
They
of
come
those
out so
stupid
fast.
spoof movies.
I know,
Remember we
they
had all
just
those
keep
Because they
coming.
suck dick.
spoof
That's
movies?
why.
Yes, they're so quick.
But you guys remember when we had all those stupid spoof movies coming out, like superhero
Oh,
movie
yeah.
and whatnot?
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
rather go back to that than this. And that was
Yeah,
awful.
no shit.
This is a trend though. Lexi,
I
is there
hate
any
this.
world? Is there any world this does okay, make some money, and people respect this movie?
I mean, respect? No. Does okay? Probably. I think there's somebody out there watching this garbage. I feel responsible for this. I sent you this article, and you're here tonight because of this. And this is
Thanks a
my
lot,
fault.
Lexi.
I know, this is all me. the fucking poster. Oh my god. Like, these people have lost their minds. Like, I get it. Like, oh, okay, it became public domain, and so you want to take a child's beloved thing and fuck it up. You know who's doing this? And like, I know this is going to be controversial, but this is like men. Like, this is a man
It
thing.
100% is.
This is like, I'm
have an
sorry.
idea
Like,
that's stupid.
this is just like let's take children's shit and fuck it up for kids. Ha 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 ha. And I'm like, come on, like it's a bunch of like high
Okay,
dudes just
Okay,
sitting around.
I
like, with
I
this
legit
idea.
agree that you could be right, but also like don't undermine the fucking fucked up bitches in the world. Okay, I'm just saying.
There are fucked up bitches, but I think they might be a little bit more creative than this.
I'm just saying maybe they might, maybe
I
they
think
might
this is
not.
epic.
I'm just saying it could be. I don't want to like leave it because I am not a generalization kind of person.
Eraser X.
There are stereotypes in some certain ways, shapes, and forms, absolutely. And you are probably right. And if I Googled the IMDb on all of these fucking cunts, you're probably right. But there's at least one woman in each film that's a fucking producer. I guarantee you that. I'm actually gonna do a like Google. Go back to Lexi.
There probably is, but there also people are asking about the Steamboat Willie one. That is still happening. That's a separate entity. So the Steamboat Willie movie's happening where Mickey's at that store killing all the people, and then there's also
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Pooh-
real steaming pile. That's what it's gonna be.
Of
Pooh,
shit.
Blood and Honey 3 is happening. The Poohniverse crossover event is happening.
3? Did they already make a fucking second
Seven.
one?
Yep, the second one's already done.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Poohniverse expansion is happening with Bambi the Reckoning.
funding
That will come out before the
movies
Bambi
come
Disney
out
one.
so fast. Like, okay, like that's the thing about like
Shitty
modern
fucking
film.
cinema.
I
Shitty
can't
cinema,
keep
not
up-
modern.
like,
Shitty.
There was all of it, but like in like the last like 5 years in general, like 5-6 years of film, like stuff comes out so quick. Like stuff will come out and be on a streaming service like so quickly. Like you remember like you used to have like a good 6-month gap between something being in a theater and then being on
yeah.
like video before you could like
Okay,
watch
I
it.
have a
Like-
woman executive producer currently on Poohniverse Monsters Assemble.
She's-
Number one.
She's got to be
Next.
someone's wife. She's got to be.
Just
That's
saying.
how I
Nope,
feel.
nope.
Okay.
She's not. She's not. Her name doesn't match up with anyone else's name.
But like I just find like you know we hear this movie, we hear about it, and then the next thing you know 3 months later it's already on a streaming service readily available to us.
That's
And
'cause
I'm like,
it's a
I
piece of
can't
shit.
keep up with this stuff. Like I can't keep up with anything anymore. I can't keep
There's
up
so
with
many.
the film release date, production cycle. Like people film and produce a film so quickly. Like it's so
That's 'cause with these
insane,
things, they don't
and-
give a
Who is this
shit. They're
for?
just
That's
shitting
all
them
I wanna-
out. They're
who is
bad.
this
They're
for?
right,
bad.
and it's like with a digital
quality.
camera and like having like, you know, $100,000 in your back pocket, you can like shit one of these out in like 2 seconds flat. And it's like, it's amazing to me how easy it is to just like make a film
Oh.
nowadays. I just don't get it. I don't get the like why we allow like these things to just get so easily released. You know,
love
like
it.
I don't
Because
know
there's a
why
market.
Peacock is picking. Who's the market? Who is it? Who?
The market is
I
people
like what
who
you
have
said.
zero taste in movies.
People rage watch it. People don't
Yeah.
watch it because they want
I
to
don't-
watch
Yeah.
it. They watch it because they go, "Oh, look at this piece of shit. Let me make fun of it."
No.
Peppy, is this going to be good?
Who
I'll let
has,
you
who has
judge for
2 hours
yourself.
to waste their time to
Okay.
watch something that they don't think is going to be good? Honestly,
Everybody.
People
That's why there's a
watch
second
Velma.
season of Velma. I was just gonna say exactly. Like
It's still
don't.
happening.
I don't. I barely have time to
Oh.
watch the things that I like.
I used to
Yeah.
be
It's
one
not
of those
funny.
people. That's one day I stopped myself. I did literally, like, I stopped myself. I said, I can't do this to myself anymore. I
Right.
can't keep watching this terrible content and making myself suffer like this because, like, I'm angry and I'm upset and I keep watching terrible stuff because I'm upset about it and I want to see what they did.
There's
And
gonna
so
be
I'll
at
watch
least 300 movie podcasts out there who watch
Right.
this and cover it.
Oh,
There's
a
gonna
lot of
be a
people
bunch
will.
of YouTubers who talk about it, and no one's gonna like it. It's all rage bait these days.
Yeah.
Weirdly, in the first Blood and Honey, I
Poohniverse.
can't really find any. I can't find any producers, which seems bizarre.
Oh, weird. They might have made it for like
No one wants to be associated with
$3.
it.
$3,
do
all the
Blood and Honey too.
Razzies.
Right. I
But
would be associated.
get
with
ready
Let's see.
for Pooh versus Mickey. Haha.
No,
They're
thank
gonna
you.
battle it out, battle the ages. They're two convicts that turn into Mickey and Pooh somehow, and they kill some people in Airbnb. I don't know. It just seems like they're going out there, but whatever. It's happening, and I think somebody might be excited about it. But around the table right here, I don't think we are. But someone that has been blowing up the internet is Baby Reindeer, everybody. And of course, that interview came out with Piers Morgan with the actual Baby Reindeer. And I know this is something that we've been meaning to talk about on the show, but now that she came forward and that conversation is out there, we gotta talk about Baby Reindeer. And that leads me to our featured story of the night. So if you haven't seen Richard Gadd's production of Baby Reindeer, it's based on a true story. That's what he says coming forward. He's got like 40,000 text messages, 342 voicemails from her about how he was stalked by her. And he also, you know, if you watched the Netflix special, he did a play off this, then he did the special for Netflix. It's been blowing up the internet. Everyone's talking about it. People are like, who is this Baby Reindeer? Who's the girl based off of? Who is Mandy? And now coming forward, we had an interview on Piers Morgan to find out who she actually is. And this happened like, was it on Thursday or Friday? And I'm really excited to see like what happens after this interview because I didn't believe a word she said. She seemed like that it wasn't her, but she said there was a lot of facts that if it is real, you think you would know, like her going to jail, like the police reports, things that happened in her past. You think that stuff would be there, and she denied all of it. And she denied the text messages. She's like, there's no way. But she was also very awkward about it too. And even the voice message said, well, if he had that, he must have recorded it in the pub and it wasn't actually real. I didn't know it was recorded, but how would you have 304 minutes? She was kind of like going back and forth that he might have that many voice messages. The whole situation just seems really messed up. This guy went through a lot, it seems like. And if it's not real, Netflix has a huge problem on their hands. I'll say that right now. But her story, it doesn't seem like it's either not her or she's lying through her teeth. And I even saw something about her nephew came forward saying that she was lying recently too. So I'm interested to see if that is actually a thing. But Fiona Harvey is the actual woman coming forward to be the real life Martha. Now, is she lying? Is she not? I actually enjoyed it. I've almost finished the show. I've watched everything but the final episode. So I'm interested to see like how it ends. I didn't get a chance to finish it before we actually talked about the show, but I did watch the whole Piers Morgan interview. And I would say that I think she seems really edgy, lying. She comes really hot at Piers Morgan. I like Piers Morgan a lot of times because he's an asshole sometimes, but he's very straightforward and he gets a lot of great things from people. And I think that his interviewing style is very deliberate and it's very good a lot of times. He gets a lot of shit out of people. And she was like, well, you were investigated before too, so you know what I'm talking about. But he doesn't hold his punches. Something similar to Misery. It could be. It really could, Racer X. But it's been blowing up the internet. Everyone's talking about this. This series is going nuts. Somehow she wants to sue Netflix, sue him for defamation. I mean, is this real? Is this not? We'll find out very soon, I would think. But I know, Sabrina, you've been watching it. I want to go to you first. You've been watching it too. Do you think after watching this interview that there's any world that this is all a lie, a fabrication, that Richard made this all up? Or do you think that there is a lot of truth here and she's the one that is lying?
No, I think it's 100% true. If you are aware of the story, which I'm the type of person who, I think we've spoken about this before on the show, I'm a deep dive kind of person. I had no idea that was a true story. when actually Brian told me that it was a true story, and I was like, "What the actual fuck?" And I started googling and googling. I found out information on his one man show. I had already been watching the series, which, by the way, it's deeply disturbing, but it's also fucking funny, and it's also interesting, and it's like it's just I loved it. I watched it in I think 3 sittings, 7 episodes. It is a mess, Queen, absolutely. I think that it's very fucking funny that she chose Pierce Morgan to go on, as Doc Savage just said. I'm sure that went well.
Right.
Because he's the type of person that's going to call you out on your bullshit, right? So she was sentenced to jail for stalking him, first of all. Second of all, she left him all these messages that she said he recorded in the pub on during his one man show about her. He had all of her text messages in the background on a screen listed, and he was playing her voicemails as he spoke and did his act. So I don't, sorry, excuse me, in any way think that any of this is fabricated. And I think the ball's on you, being a stalker and a former lawyer, thinks that you have an upper hand and that you can somehow get out here and tell your story and act like it's untrue and like turn the favor in your direction. Not gonna fucking happen. Not gonna happen. You could sue Netflix all you fucking want. If anyone watched that Pierce Morgan interview, I think literally 85 to 90% of people will know that she's bullshitting. And if you watch the fucking show and you Google him in the situation, I think it would be 98% of people would think that it's her. So if she's going to admit to being Martha, you're Martha. Let's
Yeah, but
be clear.
But she said some stuff too, like, "Oh, that it can't be me." But then she's like, "Oh, it is me, but it can't be me," because it was so conflicting in that interview too.
Right.
She's like,
Well, she was like,
and he
"Oh,
blinked, like, "He can't be me."
I didn't send him any emails." And then later on, she's like, "Well, maybe like a handful of emails." And he's like, "Well, how many emails?" She's like, "Well, not 432. How many minutes would it
Yeah.
take to type up all of those words?" And she kept saying all of these like things, like, you know what I mean? It just was so convoluted, and that none of that even matters. Like, if you watch the show, if you know anything about the story, and then you watch her interview, there's no way she's telling the fucking truth. It's fucking all bullshit. It's totally.
I just can't
all
believe he
bullshit.
plays himself too in this as well. I didn't know that too. He plays himself, and then of course, I mean, like,
I didn't know that either.
he's a great job too. And the stuff that he went through, the stuff that he's admitting to, and he
He
went
is
through
so
personally,
I would
honest.
hope you do a good job playing yourself.
that's what I'm saying,
No,
right? You
no,
would
no,
think
no.
so.
That's not the thing, though. It's like Eminem played himself in 8 Mile. Sure, great job, buddy. This guy was raped repeatedly and kept going back to
Oh.
his raper after
That
he
shit was
drugged him
messed up.
because he was so fucked up and fucking on drugs and doing anything he wanted this person to like him and accept him, and this person kept telling him he's a great screenwriter, he's gonna do great, he's gonna make it, and he kept going back to his abuser.
Also,
He
the Hollywood
admits
story a
that.
lot of times.
He admits so much fucked up shit about himself, and I don't believe that someone who is going to go on Netflix and put themselves out there to be that person to then lie about the stalker. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Doesn't make any sense, especially with all the personal things, you're right, Spring, that he says. I know, Lexi, you want to talk about this too, so I'm going to go to you next too about this, but it's true. It's like he said so many things dealing with his sexuality, with his orientation, with who he is as a person, being raped, and what, how he just kind of felt like he was like a teenager again and figuring himself out, to the stalking. It's a lot that someone's putting out there about their personal life. And then you see her interview. Do you think that she's just looking for her time to shine? Or do you think that, there is some lying and fabrication happening on this TV show?
So here's the problem. The show portrayed the character and it, fairly accurately portrayed the main character to look like her and be like her. And so the problem came from that the show too accurately portrayed what this woman was like. And even though he's a victim, the case was resolved. Do you understand? And so she is now being put out in the public spotlight again after this has all been done with. And so her life is now being put out there because a celebrity got a TV show where he talked about something that happened, and he's allowed to tell his story. That's fine. It's his story and he's allowed to tell it, but he needed to pick like a woman that looked completely different in every conceivable way from this main character in order to protect the identity of this woman. And
Right, but
so
if anyone Googled someone who was a stalker in the town that they were in, would have come up with her anyway.
well, that's fine, but they didn't do enough for the protection of this woman, and too many people saw this, and then too many people became detectives and then went out and harassed this woman. And so now we're in a situation where this woman's, personal
She's
life.
being harassed like she harassed him for 4 years. Oh, I'm so
That's
sorry.
fine.
I'm sorry for
And
you.
I don't believe in an eye for an eye. And I
don't either,
like I
but,
said,
fuck off.
she had her time. She was convicted for like what was done with all of this. Like
Not the first time, by the way.
I understand this, and regardless of that, it's still a private matter, and it doesn't need to be a public thing. And also, she's clearly mentally ill, and so Pierce Morgan's the last fucking person to go to.
I was shocked she went on there.
She
I'm
chose-
like Pierce Morgan.
She
Pierce
chose
Morgan's
to go on there.
Guy's an asshole. Like he's one of the worst people to go on. So I'm just
But
like, of
she
course he
chose to
went
go
on
on there because
course
she
she chose
was
to go on
prosecuted.
there.
Because that's her brain. She was like, "Oh, you were also prosecuted,
Right.
and
that's
that
not
should
a
be
mentally
fine."
stable choice to make.
Right.
It's not.
And
It's not.
And he's gonna take advantage of that. He'll take anybody he can to get on there to get
Stalking
him.
is also not a
ratings.
mentally stable
Right.
choice to make. But if you're going to
Exactly.
Of course
purposely
not.
go out in front of everyone and talk on a show with someone like Pierce Morgan, you can't expect for people not to have an opinion about it.
It's not. She doesn't need to be put in the public light, and she didn't
She
need
put
a
herself
character.
in the public light.
She
Yeah, she-
didn't. She stalked an individual because she was in love with him. She has a mental disorder. She didn't put herself in the
Yeah.
public light. She was in love with an individual, and it ended up being out in the public light because the individual that she was in love with was a public individual. If she had fallen in love with Bill down the street, the same results could have occurred. It's just
Of
that
course,
she
and
chose
they
this
did.
person.
They did previously when she was harassing the last person she stalked, deaf child. So yes, that had happened before to a person that wasn't famous.
I do say
So-
about the way he presented
And
it too was like he didn't want
wasn't
to.
famous when it happened.
Yeah, he wasn't, but I do think that was good that he wanted to present it. He kept saying like, I don't want to do anything because again, she is mentally unstable, and he felt bad for her more than else. And he kept having that compassion, but that caused more problems too for him.
He also willingly admitted up until the last fucking episode, up until the last moment, that he adored the attention that she gave him. He painted himself as mentally ill as he painted her because he could not let go of her. He couldn't
That he
let go of the
encouraged the
attention that she
behavior.
gave him. That
Yeah, he did encourage the
wrong as
behavior.
her.
He did.
He did in the beginning. He did. He absolutely did. But at the same time, she then went on to threaten his fucking family, and that's where he drew the line. But he basically it was like a codependent, fucked up, attention grabbing relationship between the two of them. And he openly admits all of that. I would question things if it wasn't that way. But he literally was like, I tended to miss the attention. It's been 3 months since I heard from Martha. Like he legitimately missed the attention that she gave him. And he said that wholeheartedly. He said that he was raped. He said that he was on drugs. He said that he fucking fucked up all of his relationships in his whole life. I believe somebody who puts all that shit on the fucking table, because no one will fucking do that.
It's a lot to put out there, and it is a lot of like personal shit that
You should watch
I
it.
could
It's
see
very
her.
interesting.
I could see her being upset about it, but it is like there's just a weird interview, and I think that it just happens with someone like Pierce Morgan. He's going to try to make you look bad. He's going to try to pull stuff up that a lot of people wouldn't want to say on camera. And he tried to like contradict her a lot too. Rachel, have you
He
watched
does
this
that.
show?
He leads.
That's
He's
his
a
thing.
terrible interviewer. He's always done that. He leads interviews. Not to cut you off, but like,
No.
and like, there's a reason that fucking Jeremy Clarkson punched him in the face. He deserved it.
I believe it. I could see someone doing it. That's what I'm saying. Like he just wants to make a TV story. He wants to make something entertaining
Yeah.
without the
Interviews
expense of
that I've
whoever it
seen
is.
him do recently
No one's advocating
was-
for Pierce Morgan here, just to be clear.
Yeah, we're not. We're not.
I didn't think
We're
so.
not.
Thank you.
I say it all the time. A broke clock can be right twice a day. He did an interview about the Israeli-Palestine situation recently that I think he had a lot of really good things to say about. that this should not be a very common relationship, Queen. The things that happened in that show, from what I've heard,
Not at all.
That's not good. That's not a good, healthy relationship. If you're in a
It's not.
relationship like that, please contact somebody at a domestic violence hotline. The thing about this situation is, I think 80% of people would not have known who the fuck she was if she didn't bring this attention to herself.
Yep.
There's always going to be people out there who go insane and do an amount of research that frankly is concerning to figure out who people are. But she really kind of put that target on herself in this situation, and that really that was a poor choice to make, and maybe Piers shouldn't have taken the interview ethically. But when has Piers Morgan been an ethical man?
He's never gonna. He's always gonna take that interview.
So she definitely made things worse for her own situation, I feel like. But at the same time, this was a fictionalized show. And I think that's something that's really important to remember. This show is fictionalized. There are things that happened in this show that didn't happen in real life, and there are things that happened in real life you didn't include in the show.
No,
It's not a documentary.
It's
no,
not
it's not,
documentary.
but
You're right.
it also wasn't based on a true story. It is a true story. So yes, there are, of course, you can't cover in 7 episodes everything that happened in 3 years, but it is not a fictionalized story. Everything that was in the show fucking happened.
With shows like this, there's always going to be creative choices.
That's why it
So
says
while-
based on a true story. This does not say based on a true story. It says this is a true story when it starts.
Does it really
then
say that?
Netflix really did
Yes.
open themselves for a lawsuit here. I was going to say the whole based on a true story thing.
They were
like,
not a couple.
You're going to miss things.
Yeah.
No, they opened themselves up for a lawsuit if they're claiming everything that happened here was true.
Well, that's always a
course.
worry too.
But he has every single email, every single voicemail, every single threat.
Then he should have done
has
a
it all.
documentary, not a
No,
entertainment
that's
show.
why they agreed to do it this way, because he has proof of fucking everything. He has all of the police reports. He has all of the. He used to play them during his one-man show. It is ironclad. She can sue him all fucking day. She's gonna fucking lose.
I will
guarantee you.
I love
I
that
will
being.
always support a victim, and I think he has a right to do with his story what he wants to do with it. I think that he should have been more careful in how he phrased it then. He should
I'm
have
just shocked
said
Netflix
based
did
on
it.
a true
He
story.
painted
shouldn't
himself
have
as
done-
fucked up as her. Like he
Right,
did it
but
the
he
best way
shouldn't-
possible.
He shouldn't have made it an entertainment show in that case. A documentary would have had a completely different tone to it and had a completely different outcome.
I don't know.
If you're going to
I
make
was
something a
I was
scripted
deeply
television
disturbed
show,
by it.
and
A lot of people have
change
been.
names and stuff like that, you're changing details. You're making it a fictionalized version. There is
Yeah.
always, when there's a writer's room, there's going to be changes to truth.
He wrote
Yeah,
the
but
whole
I
thing. I
don't-
think.
I don't think there. Yeah, exactly. I don't think there was a writer's
But he's
room. I
going to
think
have
he wrote.
editors. He's
He
going to
wrote
have people.
no.
Yeah,
He
it's
wrote every
Netflix.
episode. He wrote every episode. There's no other writing
So
credit
you're
to anyone.
really,
He
you're
wrote.
really going to sit here and say that nobody overlooked the script before they shot it?
I mean,
There had to be
perhaps
some-
maybe
Netflix
she's
had to
sitting on
look
a
at it.
park bench, or she's like standing in the rain, like next to the house, like something like that. That's
I've heard
insignificant. Yes,
embellishments were
but
made in
not
it.
not the words that she said. He used the words that she said in his one-man show, and none of that was changed.
We can still say that 90% of it is true and still say there's embellishments, there's changes to the story, it can absolutely be based on true events without being 100% truthful.
It doesn't say based on true events, though. It says this is a true story, which makes it fucking different.
So do lots of fake movies.
That's kind of
But there's
cute,
also-
You know how many movies I've seen
He's,
start with that? The Mothman prophecy
when he
starts with
gets with his
that.
accent,
Right, but that's
sometimes they
actually
fight and
fake.
make
This
dinner.
is not. There's a difference.
But my point is that you can say whatever you want at the beginning of a show, and that doesn't
No,
make
you
it
can't.
true.
Not when there's real people involved, Rachel.
Well, that's a
If you're
lawsuit then.
talking
That's where the
about the
lawsuit can come in play.
When they
You know, it's a-
change
Of course.
the names and stuff like that, you're
No. No,
Okay.
That's a
I
lawsuit.
100% disagree.
okay.
Well, that's why there could be a lawsuit. And again, Netflix, I'm shocked did this. I know a lot of people have watched it, said the same thing.
They
This
did
is
it
like
because they vetted
disturbing.
it. Because they listened to all of her fucking voicemails, and they read all of her fucking emails, and they read all of her
No
fucking
one's
tweets.
defending
That's
this
why
woman.
they did it.
Yeah.
That's
No
why
one's
they
sitting
fucking
here
did it.
saying she was fine.
Yeah,
I'm
she
just
was not
saying,
fine.
they
Mentally
did
unstable.
it this way because he has all the proof. So they're sitting. Do you think Netflix is going to put themselves in a point of
I-
legal fucking disparage? Not at all.
I can't
Not
imagine
gonna
they
happen.
would. I can't imagine they would. But
He
that is
has
pretty
all
ballsy
the
to be
fucking
like,
proof.
this is a true story.
And if you
It's
watch
very
it to
ballsy.
the end,
This
you
is based on a
understand
true
that he was
story.
also obsessed with her. Like the whole thing
And-
is fucking fucked.
Oh yeah, she gave him a hand job at one point. He just let it happen. You know what I mean? So like stuff like that happened, and he just let it happen. You know, she grabbed his whoo-hoo, and he just let it happen. You know, and the thing is, so I want to say this too. Yes, it could be okay. It's a true story, right? But the human mind and the memory does change a little bit. So there is that, I would say too, for the situation. Maybe some things aren't exactly, but that's the human mind. We don't remember things 100% as it is the older we get too. But on top of that, it is a really ballsy story to come forward and say. And honestly, it does depict a very toxic relationship. I think she's doing the horns as the poster.
Thank you, GR.
Yeah.
I know you hate to admit it. Netflix
But I'm just saying,
is not
it is-
going to go on record and support this motherfucker if they don't have the fucking proof. They're a
I
multi-million
wouldn't
dollar
think
company.
they would.
There's
Well, if
no
it-
fucking way.
Netflix
I don't
has
think they
done
would.
some questionable things within their say documentaries. They've done some and said some questionable things. But
You know, I have an
libel is
opinion.
really
I think
hard
we'd be
to prove.
canceled if I wasn't here.
Oh, Peppy.
You got it, Peppy. Libel is a really, really hard thing to prove. So even if she wanted to pursue it, even if they didn't have proof, even if whatever, it's still so fucking hard to prove libel.
If he has every goddamn email and every fucking text message and every fucking voicemail and every fucking tweet, there's no question. There's no question. That's why Netflix did it. That's why they said this is a true
Yes.
story.
There we go,
Not
one more
it's
time.
based on a true
One
story.
more time.
God, I'm glad I unsubscribed to Racer X.
One more time,
Oh,
Racer
my God,
X.
this fucking series was amazing.
It's
I'm glad I
it's a
watched it.
riveting show. It's riveting. It's sad. It's depressing. It's
What's what's sadder to me is that if the story had been about a woman, she would have been dead at the end of it. She wouldn't have been alive to tell her story. Men
There's a
kill
chance.
their
That's
victims
true.
Yeah.
way more often.
yeah.
Like 80 to 90% more often.
It's just
not to
it's
say
just
women can't kill.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna go with what you just said for a second. If you watch this show and the roles were reversed, there's no way she would be dead. I promise you that.
it gets
You
very
don't know
freaking
him.
scary at one point.
Yeah, but
It's-
you
I'm
don't
she
not
know
gets-
talking
she
about
him.
gets
those
scary at
he
one
would
point.
never- I'm talking
He would
about
never
women stalker
hurt her.
victims. I'm not
Sure,
talking about the
generally
individuals.
speaking.
I'm
Never-
thinking
generally-
if a woman who was in the public eye was being stalked by a man, she would be 80 to 90% more likely to be physically victimized in physical harm or death.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying in this particular story, there is absolutely like 100%. If you watched it and you knew him and you knew her, you would not be worried about that at all.
Wasn't
I-
saying that about those individuals.
I will tell you
I'm
one
saying
good
if a
thing.
woman was in his same position. If a
It was
woman, an
utter
idea of a
garbage.
woman, not her.
Generally
Doc
speaking,
Savage.
yeah.
I would say a great thing, because this is a very heavy, depressing. Yes, it's a lot. This show's a lot. I will say that one thing that they do touch upon is like sexuality, orientation a lot too, and I think that does shine light like on a lot of stuff that people can't put forward how they feel about who they are as an individual, and I think that does give a positive message about like somebody that
It does.
is older and has to find out who they are. Maybe they've been holding something back their whole life and they don't really know, and it's like I think that helps usher in, because it is so popular, it is so
There are better
public.
ways to frame
There's a
that,
whole
though.
episode
I
where
know,
he
but
like
there's a whole
realizes
episode where
that
he's in
that
love.
he realizes he's bi and like he's in love with a trans woman, and he goes to his parents and he's like, I need you to understand that like I am bi and like I'm not like fully a man. And then his dad starts crying, his mom starts crying. They're like, oh my God, we love you. And he's like, I was raped. And the dad was like, so was I was a Catholic boy. Like there's a whole fucking thing. Like it's so fucking eye-opening and so fucking like emotional and so poignant. Like it was all of the fucking things, honestly. Like, and I'm
Heavy
not,
show.
I hate fucking shows. I'm like, oh great, thank you. I'm glad you're running through the fucking mire with a fucking laser gun. Congratulations to you. Like, this was actually a fucking meaningful fucking show. He exposed all of his mental fucking problems. He exposed her mental problems. He exposed his fucking fucked up position with his family, his fucked up position with his friends, how he let himself get shit on all the fucking time. Like, it was literally, to me, the perfect representation of how fucked up humanity can fucking be, and how I felt a million fucking times, and how I'm sure a million other people felt a million fucking times. Like, it really exposed the raw shit that fucking happens in fucking life that no one wants to fucking put on film. And he had the proof, and that's why it says this is a true fucking story.
Well, I'm
And
sure
if it's
he
not-
has no benefit to telling the story either. The millions
Yeah,
of
there's
dollars
no-
he got paid, the tours he's done, he's made no benefits out of all of it.
He did the tours before
did
he got
make-
the millions of dollars, just to be fair.
Yeah, but he's
it's
definitely
just like,
making money
it's not
off it.
altruistic. It's not
The
an
reason why he
altruistic
got the reason he did it as therapy. He did the one man show as fucking therapy, and then Netflix approached him to do the fucking special.
It's a heavy thing. It's a heavy thing. And Rachel is right. He did make money off this. And that's what she was saying in the interview too, how
course
much
he
money
did.
he's making. And that's why she was coming
There's
forward
also,
to like,
excuse
it's
me,
like
I'm sorry,
bringing a lot
really
of stuff
quickly,
up.
because I watched this. There's an episode where he was riding high on the fact that he admitted that he was dating a trans woman, and that a woman was stalking him, and that she hit him in the face with a pitcher, and his face was fucking bleeding when he was doing this thing. He had a whole thing where he was riding on that, and then he became so melancholic that he couldn't even do it anymore, and he stopped doing anything. So, to be clear, money was not his motive.
For making this show, probably.
Well,
I
currently
mean, there's
now,
definitely
sure.
motive. There's definitely some motive there. He was not doing that well at the stand up
while
and stuff.
he was
His
doing
play
nothing.
wasn't doing well. Yeah.
And making no money, he refused to capitalize on it. He dove into the crazy that was what was going on, and trying to figure out what the fuck was happening and why it was happening, as opposed to just keep going out and fucking selling out fucking places because he was super popular because it went viral. He could have done that, but he didn't.
Racer X, if they did do more movies on comics, it would be not so serious. Netflix. I mean, again, if any of this has come out that it's not true, which I don't think. I think it is true. There's a
I'm actually
standpoint.
glad I skipped this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
Well,
heavy.
It can be
It's heavy as shit.
re-traumatizing to people who
It's-
have had similar.
It can be. I mean, it really can be. What this guy goes through, it's a lot.
Or
And to
maybe
put it
it's
on film
cathartic.
and put it out there, it can be difficult for a lot of people. And it's definitely a situation that's rose a lot of controversy for Netflix. And again, we're going to see how this story develops, because she's not going to go anywhere. I don't think she's back Fiona's back in the news. She did this one interview with Pierce Morgan. We'll see what happens from there. I'm guessing people will probably try to call out some of the stuff she said in the interview too. And it's going to spiral. And if there is anything that Netflix, again, as EGR said too, as Sabrina's been saying, it's like they say a true story, they have the evidence. Netflix better be ironclad on that, because it could be a big lawsuit if they're not. That's all I'm saying.
are.
It's good entertainment, but then again, you're also showcasing mental illness on a grand stage like Lexi was saying,
But
which is
Netflix has done this before.
lot.
When Netflix did 13 Reasons Why, they said they were doing,
Yes,
mental health
about-
advocacy work.
yes.
But the way that they portrayed that mental health advocacy increased suicidality in teenagers.
Yeah.
So let's not say that Netflix is great at portraying that mental
That's a
illness.
show, though. That's
They're
not
making money.
true. This is true.
Someone say
I'm
treat.
just saying, Netflix aren't the
No,
people
Peppy.
to speak to me on mental illness or queer issues.
Right. But the reason why they didn't get sued on that, because it was not.
They did get
True.
sued.
Oh, did they get sued on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
They
I
had
know
to
they got
remove
sued on
several
that.
scenes because it
Sorry,
was
Selena Gomez.
increasing suicidality.
But it wasn't true.
I saw they put a bunch of
Sued
stuff
for
out
it-
there.
Not sued for it not being real.
That wasn't what I was saying. I was saying that they don't have a good track record with mental health.
Yeah.
Sure, but I also you cannot fucking say that they're fucking doing the wrong thing by putting this person's story out there.
I never
'Cause
said
it's
they
this
were.
person's
I was
story.
going off of all I was going off of was Brian saying that they were talking about mental health. That was
Yes.
the only thing I was parlaying off of.
Which is a big thing. It's a big thing. This whole thing is about mental health. And again, bad things happen. bad relationship. It wasn't even a relationship. It was a bad connection between two people, and it spiraled into what we saw on screen. And now real life drama has come because of it. And only thing we'll know is whatever happens moving forward, I hope that both these individuals will be okay. And again, it's a big conversation, and it's not a fun thing to talk about. We get serious sometimes in Kruse Control.
And honestly, if they did get sued and had to pay out a lawsuit, that's a cost of doing business for them. They're making more money from the press this is getting.
That's a good point.
Than they're going to pay out.
It's a lot of press.
Lots of companies do things knowing that they will get sued because they're going to make more money from it from the end.
Hold on. Netflix is definitely not going to get behind something. They're not going to. They would say based on a true story. Number one, working in film, 100%. That's a fucking fact. Okay, Racer X, like let's exploit every lunatic. No, that's not fair. That's not fair either.
Racer X is on fire.
Literally, he's also a lunatic. If you watch the show, I can't express to you enough that if you watch the show, you will understand the dynamic between these two people and how they both actually needed each other, which is fucking fucked up. But as a fucked up person myself, like it's very easy to understand how something is fucking easy to fall into because you can. So I think that this show is actually more of an awareness situation to people. And people who are in his situation who want to be nice and want to do the right thing. Oh, I'll make you for a cup of tea. And then all of a sudden she's there every day for a fucking cup of tea. Like it's
but sometimes people exaggerate things in the name of awareness too.
I watched the show. Did you watch the show?
That can happen though.
I don't have Netflix. I don't have interest in watching this show.
Okay, well after you
it's
watch
a heavy
the show,
show,
then you can have a conversation with me about it. Because
it's a heavy show.
It's very,
I'm talking about general topics. I'm not talking about the show itself.
I'm talking specifically about the show.
Anything in the show.
But I'm talking specifically about the show.
Again, this is a heavy topic, everybody. And again, we're going to have to wait to see how it develops beyond this. She did this interview, the very first one. And on top of that, Netflix is saying it's a true story. And she's saying she's going to sue because of it. It's very touchy. It's very emotional. And I really hope that everybody will be okay that was involved in this, both parties. And at the end, there is awareness brought up. I hope there's awareness brought up. And at the end of all of it, it can lead to a better conversation about being safe and treating people right and taking care of people, and especially taking care of people that have mental health issues.
Do they do hotline blurbs at the end of the episodes? Like if you're having domestic violence, whatever hotline?
They had it very. I saw a couple of them. I saw a couple of things where they said about it. Yes.
Yes, they have. I don't.
Yeah. It's a difficult show. Yes. But everybody, if you haven't seen it, it's out there. I know it's got a lot of buzz going on the internet, and we'll find out as the story develops if it is real or not. I think it's real. I think we all think it's real. I just think that, like we've said too, it sucks. It's a hard conversation to have. At the end of the day, Netflix is making money. He's making money. And if something is wrong, I think a lawsuit will happen. That's just what it is. And maybe they're ready for that. Maybe they're not. We'll find out very soon.
It's not happening because it's not wrong.
Anyways, everybody, they'd be on Kruse Control.
Way. Whether or not they have to pay out is the question.
Doesn't matter. It's not
that's a good question.
He has proof of everything.
Thank you for being on Kruse Control, everybody. Appreciate you so much. Got a little heavy, hot and heavy at the very end of the show. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. It's Monday. It's Monday. We're getting crazy and serious and talking about a lot of shit. And thank you for being here. Appreciate you so much. It was a good night. It was a fun night. A little somber, but we're happy. We're happy. It's a good night, guys. Happy Kruse Control. Happy Monday. Thank you, Miss Rachel Blake, for being on Kruse Control. Appreciate you as always. Hope you had a great night. Happy Monday. Queen of Monday.
Happy Monday. Queen of Mondays. And to go off of what Doc Savage is saying here, meditation's great, but also therapy and medication are even better. Do everything in conjunction.
Yeah, it's great. To end this out. This is Lexi Cole, Baby Reindeer, Kruse Control. Appreciate you as always, dude. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Hope you had a great night. Thank you again. Happy Monday.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Oh, it was fun.
Great to see you. Great to see you. Appreciate you. And Miss Sabrina Vittore, too. Thank you so much for being here on Kruse Control. Appreciate you as always. Hope you had a great night. Thank you again for joining us, bringing your takes and everything. I know it's an emotional night. It's a lot of stuff to talk about. But thank you for being here and talking about it. Appreciate you.
Yeah. No, thank you. Have a lovely evening.
A lovely evening. And Pep Star himself, thank you, too, for being here, buddy. He's going to get some snickety snacks, and we'll see where he goes from there. But, hey, thanks, Doc Savage, for the music, the little thing. That was brought to you by Mr. Mike Casey. But Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you. You gotta keep spreading that word. You gotta like it, subscribe, join our Patreon if you can. If you like this, please like the video after the fact. And you gotta spread that word, because we gotta get it out to those chinchillas out there. You gotta tell your friends, your family, your uncles, your aunts, your grandmas, your grandpas, your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmas and grandpas from all parts of the universe and multiverses of all kinds that came down from any kind of TV show. They were on Cops. They were over there on Law and Order, and they were watching that shit, and they watched us, they followed us, they subscribed, they followed us on the other network. They were on YouTube, because YouTube's where everything's going crazy. They're on YouTube, and it took them to this thing, and now they took them to this, and they subscribed because they knew that was a great show, and they had a good time, and you told them to subscribe, and the chinchillas, and the beavers, and the bears, and the badgers, and oh my, every woodland creature out there, every Australian creature, the freaking, kangaroos, and hop, hop, hippity, hop, 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 onto the kangaroo, kickity, coo, 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 chickens, peck, 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 and away. They all subscribe. You can subscribe. We can all subscribe. Thank you so much. Happy Monday. We will see you again on Wednesday. We'll get a little nerdy, get a little raw, get a reel, and we'll talk some comic book shit. But anyways, have a great night. Thank you for being here, everybody in the chat. Appreciate you as always. Doc Savage, Queen, Thirsty Daddy himself, Racer X. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Doc Savage. Have a great everybody. And until Wednesday, see ya. Wrong button.